Woohoo! Welcome back, everybody. All right, so last time on Party Foul, with all of the crazy plots emerging, the cult of rebirth, the necromancy that's happening in the area, all sorts of children being possessed at temples and cleansing of things, and a crazy pirate city in front of them, our party poopers merged together and decided to tackle all of these wild plots by opening a bar. And so that's where we're going to pick up this week with the opening of the bar that you'll find out the name of in just a moment. However, since last episode, we have had some downtime in game. There's about a week has gone by. So I'm going to give you a little brief overlay, and the players are going to help me with what they've been up to during this week in Port Zane / in the surrounding area with what they did. So we're going to start with Meena and Matthias. So what were you up to during this week?
We went to go see Bobby and get some fruit and bring him some seeds and stuff.
Yep, they met their little skeletal farmer friend, Bobby Garcia, who is trying to rehabilitate his garden after it had been attacked by the retriever from the drow colony. He's managed to get things kind of up and running, but it's going to take a little bit longer before any fruit is produced. They were gifted 100 gold from the Southern Outpost for handling one of the little tasks that they had. It was waiting for them there. And they provided Bobby with some new seeds and stuff, but nothing particularly interesting, although they did run into a particularly ornery bunny friend that Meena had asked to do a task, who seems to be kind of the new king of Bobby's farm. Sure, we'll get to that at some point later. Then you briefly went to the Half Mounds, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How'd your play date go?
It was good. Yeah, we got into lots of trouble. And obviously at Bobby's as well, I met obviously one of my best friends, my baby basilisk as well. So
that's correct. I forgot to do that on stream. I didn't mean to. Yes, absolutely. There is the baby basilisk, which needs a little bit more time to be trained and to what's the word? Grow up, I guess. So it has not quite opened its eyes yet, and Bobby's still trying to train it, but it seems like there's a little bit of progress out at the farm. And you also got the update that the orphanage is indeed moving to Sackville's estate, and so that's part of the one of Finnegan's plans was to give his father estate to the orphanage. And they have started to move all the little kids that were playing with Matthias. They have a brand new, beautiful house and estate to live in. So that's what's going on at the Half Mounds. Let's see, Grendy, what has Zaunder been up to?
Zaunder's been asking around, snooping, trying to look into this whole diplomatic meeting because he thinks he's a fucking detective. But less usefully, he's been going around trying to get people to build his crazy complex drow musical instrument so he can kickstart his, I'm sure, very successful musical career.
Yes.
As a burgeoning bard.
A new chapter in the life of our moody drow as he thinks about learning some performance techniques on his Valjean.
He's been writing a song. Get ready. Also very
I'm so ready.
Cannot wait. All right. What's Neriad been up to?
So at the beginning of the time off there, I think Neriad assisted in rebuilding the inn. Any furniture or pieces of window or broken little things. Probably spent about 2 or 3 days just wandering around and mending everything. So on any furniture that is broken previously or anything that was previously broken, when Neriad mends things, he just sort of welds them together. So there is this sort of visible line on anything that was previously broken. It doesn't look super out of place, but things are just slightly off in a couple locations, and it's not perfect.
Like the Japanese art form.
Yeah. I forget what that's called. But yes, I know what you're talking about.
So do I. That's why I called it the Japanese art form.
Yeah, they break things and then fill them in with gold afterwards. Anyways, it's cool. After that, I think Gwendolyn and I might have got up to some mischief, but I will let her describe that, and I'll interject if necessary.
What, a new relationship?
Sorry. I don't think so. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, me and Neriad, super
How
dating.
many ships can we have? That's
nice.
The
All of them.
How
Yeah.
big's the fort?
Actually, you know what? The only ship that I think will never happen is probably Gwendolyn and Meena.
Oh, yeah. That's not fair.
You really only need one if you just jam them all in one scene.
Absolutely. Good. And you spent a little time investigating some places, and we'll learn a little bit about this more, but you were out at the lighthouse for a little while. You've heard that there might be some magic out near the lighthouse, but you've been unable to meet anybody there, just to kind of throw that out there, too. All right. Gwen, we'll pivot to you now. What has Gwen been up to?
Well, she's been a busy bee this week. She has been rehabbing the bar with the help of Neriad, and also sometimes Zaunder, because prestidigitation makes things not smell bad. And like cleaning, it's hard. It's easier to do when you can just go and fix.
And the party did have to invest about 100 gold because some of the repairs were beyond what the spells could actually do. So they had to hire some carpenters. They had to get some things replaced, and particularly the outhouse was like really, really bad. So they had professional plumbers and stuff to try to get that.
Anything large enough needed to be repaired manually, anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Right. So so all that fun shenanigans. But yeah. So she has. Weirdly spent a lot of time with Zaunder and Neriad this week, like a lot, because Meena and Matthias have been out of town, and Finn's been kind of weirdly distant and not around. So she was kind of like going shopping with like Zaunder and kind of showing him how to get like the pulse on a city, and being like, hey, this is kind of how like things work and blah 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 blah. And helping him figure out his instruments and with some bard shit, because like Gwen's a performer, so she's been kind of figuring out stuff with that. And then she has been talking to Neriad and kind of like poking him, being like, what can you do? What do you do? Like
she thinks I'm useless, so she needs to find out what I'm good
like
for.
she knows that he can lie decently well, so she's like, interesting that this is like a thing that you do. And so she I don't know if this has happened yet, but she wants to have a point where she like, sees how he interacts with like how convincing he is with different like bits, like maybe like with like people around town or like a lone guard or some shit like that. And
you can maybe even if you try really hard, imagine Neriad in different clothing, but you gotta try real hard.
Oh yeah. No, she would definitely be like, and we're gonna fix your hair and we're gonna make you look all different and nice.
I wouldn't even recognize it. Somebody has to draw that now.
Oh my god, with his hair like slicked down and his like beard like not going out a million different directions. That'd be something certainly. Oh my god. But yeah, that's mostly. Oh, and then she's been doing some secret stuffs in the nighttime.
Go figure.
And then I think that's it.
You've been interacting with the drow that you have with you.
Oh yeah. I've been like training. I've been like, hey, this is how you function as a person in society. Yeah. She's been doing that with Zaunder too, because he doesn't really know how to talk to people.
Yeah, they have four drow friends that they brought from the colony. One of which was sort of proto royalty, and the other three adjusting to what's going on and trying to teach them like how to cook, how to bartend, how to do all the jobs that the new bar establishment might have. This is a good time to mention sort of the rooming things. And so Neriad and Zaunder, you happen to have the room that's right next to Nakri and Gwenny, which are the two, the drow princess and her
lover.
In which case, like every, they have really enjoyed having alone time together. And every night, Zaunder, you those sounds that you heard when you were like cleaning the area around the copulation room or the consummation room that they had, you're hearing that a lot at night as you try to go to bed.
I made sure, I was like, Zach, you've got to mention this on stream, because he was like, okay, do you want the girls next to you or the guys next to you? And he was like, just as a heads up, the girls are next to you, you're gonna be hearing like a lot of sex noises. And I was like, cool, they can go next to the boys.
They are enjoying their time together. Good for them. Yeah, okay. Yep, that's about right. That's about how Zaunder gets to sleep every night. All right, Finn, what have you been up to in this little week off?
Finn can't hang out at a bar because he's being watched by the council. So Finn bought the bakery next door. Spent a lot of their savings that they got from Solana, that Furbolg councilwoman, bought the bakery, and through like Duel's frame, working on the bar on the left, Finn's working silently on the right, on the bakery by themselves, painting and fixing all the tools and such. Hasn't taken a whole lot of time, and then they've been getting to know a lot of the merchants and just the local, and getting to know the guards. learn their schedule if that will be useful later. And that's pretty
Gwen
much
did
it.
too, so good job, us.
Classic. Hey, can I just get a rundown of every guard in the city and when they wake up and go to bed and where they live and how do you do it?
Also,
Lots of
any
messages I
familial
got this week.
relations.
Yeah. Cool. I think that basically catches us up for all the things that I wanted to go through. So we will join the party once again in the morning of, we'll probably call this day 8. Meena and Matthias did return the previous day from their adventures out to Bobby and caught everybody up, I presume, on some of the details about that. You two do have a room together up there as well. And Nidril and Theodore have their own room too. So let's see here. Put you on this.
They don't have their own room, I think, but they have a bed.
Oh yes, there's an extra bed in Neriad and Zaunder's room that you guys are able to stay in if you'd like. Oops, I forgot to clear some of these old ghost tokens. Whoops.
Ah!
Yep, I had to fight some ghosty hosties there.
Oh gosh.
Oh, no.
Did you just say the ghosty hosties?
I
God
did.
damn it.
Yep. All this Twitch vernacular is falling.
It's just me. No one else knows.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so here we are in the morning of the day that you plan to kind of establish the bar and have everything ready to go. Maybe not for the grand opening. You know, that the whirlpool outside of town has really caused a major exodus. Over the course of the week, you do see a lot of other people leaving. It's not maybe as dramatic as it was when you were first getting into the city, but a few hundred other people have just decided, you know, can't make a living here anymore, got to get out of town. And more merchants, the middle class especially, that seemed to be the most affected. The poor side of town remains, and the rich side of town doesn't really give a shit. At least right now they don't, so that's what you have noticed across the course of the week. So this is what, who's going to hang the sign?
Who's the tall? Meena.
Meena.
Wow,
Meena.
really? Wow.
Definitely Meena.
Really?
Yeah. So
So Meena will hang the sign.
the dead ringer sign comes down, and I believe, I don't know who did this in game. I know that SamuraiStickman did make it for us here.
It's so
outside.
good.
But here
Took, like,
is
30
a
seconds.
couple of the-
I would assume that Finn did it. That
Dreamkin.
like Gwen would have been like, hey, paint this.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
the
It's so
sign is
good.
repurposed.
I love it.
And Fowler's
It's so good.
is sort of open for the first time as you all wake up in the morning and get to your daily morning routines. Anything that you are thinking about doing here before you maybe start getting some customers or anything like that?
Yeah, go ahead, Finn.
Finn, having walked in, so I haven't been in a while, been in this bar. Does it look visually any different than from whenever we fought this monster?
Yes.
Or is it still like pretty shitty?
Well, the rotten food is gone. The tables and chairs have been basically repaired. Some of the floorboards that were just completely gone have been fixed. The outhouse seems functional, although still kind of stagnant. The prestidigitation is doing some overtime trying to keep that from getting smelly on the right side. I guess it's technically not an outhouse. It's a indoor restroom, but it sort of functions just like a big hole in the actual inn/tavern that you've got there. You have got the kitchen working. Gwenny has been particularly helpful in some cooking skills that she seems to have gotten. And Theodore has been helping a lot with the books with you, Gwen. He's quite of a nerdy kind of guy. So he's given you some ideas of what prices should be, how much you should be charging for the beer and the wine and the food that you got. He has recommended to you that you have sort of a door fee, that anybody that walks in, if they hand you 3 gold, they can kind of just drink and eat for the night. He thinks that's going to be a pretty decent model, which also makes it easier for the DM to keep up with. So, so you're welcome.
I don't like it automatically.
Sure, yeah. You're
you know.
welcome to fight me and change that, but that's going to be at least what he recommends to you to do for your customers. Walk in, give you 3 gold, and they can kind of have beer and wine and a little bit of food for the course of the
Sure,
evening.
but if they want like drinks, they gotta like give some extra. You know.
Right. And once again, one of the bigger things that you found is that alcohol in this city is incredibly difficult to find.
Right.
You have maybe heard of little bits of it being around, but it is nearly completely gone from the city, and making it is impossible because of, as a couple of you discovered, sugar is not growable in Aurorasol. It's really, really difficult. It's such a fertile place. It can grow tons and tons of fruits and other kinds of vegetables, but sugar cane, it just doesn't get warm enough to make that happen. And so there's a major shortage of sugar right now, which makes creating grain alcohol or whatever other kinds of sugary concoctions basically impossible. But yeah, any thoughts in the morning as you all wake up?
I put on the blue eye makeup, and I got like kind of like nicer casual clothes that are more in like the style and colors that that Hannah wears. She's kind of walking around doing all that shenanigans.
So I'm probably up a little before everyone else just because I don't rest as long. But did I manage to get my instrument over the course of the week?
Well, I was going to say, one of the first things that happen is you kind of come downstairs and you're hanging the sign outside. Maybe you're helping direct Meena to get it straight and everything's good to go. An elderly woman comes up to you with a large guitar-esque instrument wrapped in cloth,
Nice.
and you recognize her. And she says, "Oh, lovey, it's ready."
Finally.
And he
That'll
picks-
be, the 30 gold we spoke of course, and then 30
Now-
later.
Is it edgy and black like he asked for?
It's currently under a cloth, and she sort of hesitates
All
to
right.
hand it to
All
you.
right. He hands over the 30 gold.
That'll do. All right. Well, I'll see you in a couple of weeks for the rest of that payment now.
Yes, wonderful.
He pulls off the cloth. What does it look like? Is it
I could not find the edgy black instrument that you wanted,
okay.
but it does look like this, but it is indeed a very dark wood stained all across it in a
Nice.
classic kind of lute bent way with lots of strings that you
Can we
see.
see his edgelord instrument, please? Because I don't. It's not popping up on screen.
it's okay. Well, I'll figure out a description at some point. But yeah, it's basically like this lute kind of instrument, but edgier and with more strings, just needlessly more strings because drow have no chill.
I think that's accurately done. There you go, and you can start tuning it up and.
Oh,
get ready for-
he immediately goes, "Is there a stage in this establishment?"
I don't
If there's
think
not-
that's been concocted quite yet. Yeah.
If there's not, then he's going to try and like set up a little place, like maybe
I'll
like,
just
turn-
point to one
the-
of the tables and be like, "Just go stand on that."
Is
Yes,
this going to
that'll
be
make a
like a
fine
scene out
stage
of
for my
Friends,
performance.
like Phoebe?
Oh my god, please!
Oh.
He's the Phoebe of
Wait.
the group. That's so good.
So you pull a couple chairs away, and you do have a little makeshift table that will fit you, Zaunder. You nearly bump into the ceiling, standing on the chair because of the banister that goes around from the second floor. But the stage is yours.
Oh,
I've dropped everything. I'm just staring.
oh,
at
is
him.
it time? Is it time? All right. He gets up there. Are there people in there, or is it just his friends?
Just your friends currently. The drow
That's
are
okay.
kind of
That's
making
okay.
their way down the stairs, and everyone is sort of hushed and looking at you.
So I've been thinking of I've been writing a song and thinking of playing it for our patrons. The chorus is based on an old drow raiding party song, and the rest of it I just kind of came up with myself. Anyway, here's Wound Lil Harl.
Tonight is gonna be the night that we're gonna come after you. With nets and lashes and threats, gonna lock you up in a zoo. I don't believe that anybody will ever rescue you from the drow.
Does he take a sip in here?
Fantastic.
Yes, he does.
Where's the bit about the slaves?
I'm getting to that.
Sorry.
Backbeat, you plead and entreat not to throw you in a cell to rot. Set loose, they find a better use for you dodging all the archer shots. I don't believe that anybody could ever rescue you from the drow. And all the chains upon your limbs are binding. And all the slaves that labor here are mining.
There are many raiders who would like to capture you and drag you. Fuck you, face. Stop laughing.
It's so good. I'm sorry.
This is the greatest thing I've ever
It's
experienced
so
in my
good.
life.
I love it
Like
so
to
much.
capture you and drag you underground. And they sing Plaius, Beleon Lucul Gobus, Ludosja, Alund Lil Hal.
Can we get him into a recording studio, record this
please.
legitimately, and then just replace all of our stuff with that?
Please.
We
That's
don't
so good.
need a trailer. We don't need mid-roll stuff. That is all we need in our
Yeah.
life.
I'm
That is-
crying. I
that
can't.
is unbelievable.
That was so good.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Zaunder is continuing to sing the song, but at this point you do see a figure kind of poke his head in the open door at what's happening here. But you continue to sing the song. Can you go ahead and make a performance check for me, Zaunder, just to see in game?
Sure.
Like, how
Do I
well-
get
I mean,
any-
that
do I-
was one hell of a performance.
Yeah,
check.
yeah.
Do I
You know
get
what?
anything
You're-
for
yeah.
that?
Well, you're gonna get advantage on your performance check, and you're
Nice.
gonna get a point of inspiration for your lovely, lovely song that you shared with all of us.
Oh,
Okay.
my- that's the game. We're done.
We'll see you next week, everybody.
Call
Sorry,
tonight,
man.
guys.
Dirty 20.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you tuned up the instrument very quickly, and you've had this song in your heart for so long, and by God, you're all just the evolution of this little drow boy the past couple weeks that you've known him. This was a real knee slapper. Well done. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna turn my microphone off for this.
Nope.
awful.
Okay. So, but during
Loud
the
forever.
performance,
I hope
which-
that everyone's ears are bleeding.
Yeah, during the performance, which was at least slightly distracting to all of you, seeing this mouth agape of how beautiful this was. There is a figure that walks through the door and kind of peeks his head in. Matty, do you want to describe what you look like?
Certainly. Poking his head into your door is a very tall man, middling 6 foot, though a bit of a slender build, and he looks around with an overly large cowl, kind of dark clothing on around, and you see that as he scans the room, eventually his eyes fall upon the drow that was just singing. And these are black eyes, dark eyes, like a doll's eyes. And they fall upon the drow. And in Elven, he says, "He's very good singing. Appreciate the Elven song. Are you perhaps open now for a drink?"
Sure. What? You want to take a seat? What do you want?
I think that pause is actually canon. We're all just like a customer.
Well, I mean, we're all in awe of this song that just played.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk around, just admiring the place.
Is he a drow or an elf or what is he?
A very tall, clothed man with maybe has taken the blue makeup of the eyes a little bit further, because you even see a bluish tint to a hairless chin extending underneath where the dark cowl falls.
Okay. Interesting.
I'll
And
go fetch
I'm simply
some
going to
booze
saunter
from the
around
bottle as well.
and look at the place.
Yeah, you notice again that this is lived in. Certainly not a brand new establishment that's very worn, been here for years and years, but updated in fairly decent working shape at least. Nicer than the things you see in some parts of town, not nearly as nice as some stuff that you've seen in other parts of town as well. And I know that you may have seen the character art around here, but briefly, there are 2 halflings. There are 1 mousefolk, 1 furbolg, a human sorcerer type, and then the drow that you just saw perform. And on the stairs are 4 other drow, which are all cheering still and laughing and even walking up to Zaunder and rubbing his head a little bit and telling him how good he did.
Zaunder started out smug and is progressively getting more embarrassed and is like, just kind of like bashfully.
Why are
fiddling
people
with
staring?
his
Please.
Instrument, yeah.
These, I'll actually switch to common in this case because there's such a diverse crowd here. This place pleases me greatly, especially to see the elves that are present here. It is a comfortable place, a place where I can feel at home.
Well, Neriad will speak up and say, "Oh well, welcome. I will get you some refreshments." And I'll go into the back room and just dig around and see if I can find something.
Yeah, you've managed in your supply run to get what we called about a month's worth of beer, wine, and some basic breads, cheeses, and some fish and other little meats that were available.
I'll bring out a charcuterie board.
Amazing.
And I'll set it on the
Good.
table.
I require is a cup of water to test. A good sign of any establishment is quality of their water.
It's probably fine. We'll make it taste like lemon. I'll grab a glass and then like walk by Zaunder and be like, so like prestidigitation, I'll be like,
Oh.
so you do the thing we talked about.
Right. And then he like just kind of, mumbles under his breath as he like gestures toward the water discreetly.
Here you go.
Your water is sour. Has it gone bad? You will fail if you continue to serve this swill. Is this the best that you have?
Oh no, definitely not. Just
now the
give me
floor's all wet.
give me 1 second. I'll go get a
Gwen's
pitcher.
gonna kick this guy's ass out of this bar.
Mina's gonna go and grab a pitcher, fill it up with water, and then cast purify food and drink on it.
I told you we should have flavored it like mushrooms.
That's Zaunder, that's fucking disgusting. No one wants that.
A lot of people don't like their water flavored at all, guys. Gosh, why did I leave? I should have been here advising you or something. And I'm gonna bring the water over to the guy.
Can I have that food if he doesn't want it?
Oh, well, yeah, there's a little bit of soggy water on the side there, but I think the meat's still probably good.
I don't want them. Is there any cheese?
Oh, yes.
You have a problem.
We could just get a mop. It's not that much of a problem.
No, not you, Matthias.
He's very critical. But,
I'm talking to this fucking stranger who has popped into our bar and is rude as shit.
It might be a good idea to have someone with a critical eye come before everyone else. Maybe we can sort out some of the wrinkles.
Your water has gone from sour to completely bland, no flavor. However, perhaps there is a way I can fix this. Do you have a fork implement?
You mean a fucking fark?
Yes, I would like a yes.
I'm like fucking cold eyes, just like hard stare at this guy as I reach behind the counter, and there's just like that metal sound that it makes when you open like your silverware drawer. As I like grab one and I just like hand it to him.
This will do. Right. Yeah. Takes a hand. And as I extend my hand out, you also see that my hand is blue and has some matching dark freckles, just as the bottom of my face does. And I rifle around in my robe and I pull out a rather large satchel here. And I open it up, and inside, from my other blue hand, I pull out a rather sizable sugar cube. And I cinch up my bag, I put it away, and I take the fork, put the sugar cube on it. Cup of water is beneath, and I lean forward on the bar. This is probably going to be interesting for you to watch.
Oh, I'm very interested.
Oh,
like super close.
Oh, yeah, I'll get in his face. I'll actually climb on his shoulder.
What is that?
Where did you get?
And my throat
Does it look like
swells a
sugar?
little.
Does it like?
Yeah, it's a cube of sugar.
Where the hell did you get that?
And just a dribble of a greenish liquid pours from the curve of my tongue over the sugar, through the tines of the fork and into the water.
No.
As the water swirls and changes color,
Don't want
until the
it.
sugar is now completely dissolved through the fork and into the water. And I hold it up and give it a bit of a stir.
Oh wow! Have you ever? You're like a part lizard, kind of.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
I am not part lizard, though I can appreciate their kind.
Oh, really? You should meet Proton.
And I'll just kind of pull my coat open like this, and he kind of pokes his head out, and you just see this little blue lizard poking and looking around in different directions.
Oh, hello, little friend.
His tongue flicks out back and forth a few times.
This is probably something that you should not drink. And I'll take a swig.
No one should drink that.
That will work well. The sugar, everything, it fizzes on the tongue.
No, please don't describe it.
It has what is the word? A mouthfeel. Water with a mouthfeel.
You know, I kind of like my water without a little mouthfeel mixed in there.
You say that without trying it. Would you like?
Oh, hell,
I would love to.
Yeah, well, Matthias and I will.
Sure, Matthias, Matthias should go on and try that.
No, wait a second.
Why?
Is this like alcoholic or something? Because I don't think Matthias should try it.
It is not alcoholic, but will provide a stimulus when drunk.
I don't think that Matthias should try something that's going to provide a stimulus when drunk, because he's you guys, Matthias is young.
Oh, are you his mother?
Oh no, I am nobody's mother.
Not yet.
Oh, you could have fooled me. I'm sorry.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, don't get so offended. He's being nice to you. You're very motherly.
Yes.
Always caring for your friends. Right?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he meant.
Yes, your care
just gonna drink
seems
this.
to be very motherly. You had me fooled.
What are you saying about Meena? She's not a mother. She's a cow.
Not a
Well, cows can be mothers
Isn't
too.
that almost same thing?
I'm not.
Do you
give me-
provide milk?
Give me.
I'll hold out my cup.
I do
I mean a
not
bit,
lactate.
Oh, all right, all
I
right, okay.
lactate. You have to
You all
have
are very
babies to
interesting.
lactate first.
Hold on
Please
one
don't say
second.
lactate anymore.
You see a couple customers at this point poke their head in and notice what's happening, and then slowly back away and move away down the street.
Damn it. All right, everybody, stand up on the bar. I'm like, can everyone just shut up for a second? Are you some kind of like salesman or something? Are you trying to come in here and you know, pitch us your product? Is that you drank it? Ew.
It'll taste a little acrid, but also very sweet.
Is it like soda? Is it soda water that you just made?
Think of it like LaCroix, where it'd be kind of bitter, but it have natural flavor to it.
So like someone ate a strawberry and then burped into a water bottle? Cool.
It's like
probably
someone ate
more
a
acidic
strawberry
than that,
and
but
then
yeah, sure.
burped into a water bottle.
That is oddly specific, but I'll accept this description. Partially depends on what I had to eat before. I am a part of the secret ingredient, as you know.
So you are trying to sell this water additive thing?
No, I could not hope to supply you with enough. That is something that is reserved for myself, or perhaps for others that I consider friends. You see, the last time that I was through here, this place was falling down heap dump, and now it is not falling down. And I wanted to see who would make such an investment in a place like this and understand what they might need. You see, the world runs on needs. We all have our needs. And I needed a drink. You supplied it. I'm very grateful. And I suppose then you also have needs, especially with what is going on with the water, with the whirly-doos out further to sea.
We like to call it the big flush.
The big flush. If that is what you want me to call it, then yes, I will also call it the big flush.
I should have probably asked you before I took the, your fluid into my body. But what was your name?
If it somehow makes you regret drinking my fluids, My name is Skrog Yitem. Now,
Your name is Scrotum.
Skrog Yitem.
It sounds like a completely normal name to me. My name is Zaunder Maitrin Shun Karalindri Daldrevain.
And in Elvish, a beautiful name that I well respect.
Oh, I'm Neriad. You met Proton earlier. And these are my friends. I'll let them introduce themselves if they choose
Nereid.
to do so.
I've encountered Nereid, but you do not seem like Nereid.
Oh, you've known Neriad before?
I've known Nereid.
Oh,
though
really?
You don't look like them.
No, what do
Not
they look
born
like?
of the sea, are you?
No.
shame.
Well, I don't think so.
Your,
I lived in the forest for a long time.
Your hair reminds me of Wild Anemone.
Oh, yes. I saw those in a book once. Little things in the water that eat fish and stuff. Yeah, they're cool.
They are very cold, for the water is as well. You are correct. A sage man you are.
Oh,
Now,
I like this guy. He makes good
He's
drinks,
a powerful wizard.
Seems smart, yeah.
yes, I have been accused of such things.
Oh no, not you, Neriad. He's a powerful wizard.
Oh.
Yeah, totally.
Well then,
yeah, absolutely.
From one wizard to another, it is a pleasure to meet you. Now,
thank you.
You have a need. Obviously, this place is probably not what you want it to be. And I have a need as well, for I have concerns about this place. And if you so happen to have some spare time, you're willing to help out someone who only wishes to see the port city prosper.
What exactly are you offering here?
I'm offering perhaps a little bit more of the sugar that I have stores of, including also some spice and other things very nice.
Will you, spit into a jar and give us a little sample of that as well? Like maybe this big or like that?
If you
That can
appease
be specifically for Neriad. We don't
Put
need
it up
that.
on the wall. It's such a weird feature.
If you appease me, I shall share with you. However, that is not a part of my original bargain with you that I offer. Now, in exchange for the sugars and the spices, I would ask perhaps you help me discover what has been going on. Not so much about the water, for I know more about that than perhaps you may think. Instead, is about the doings of the land. I understand that there has been some shakeups happening amongst people that I would normally come to trust, or at least rely on knowing who they are and where they are. Perhaps a schedule of their day, a list of their fears, things like that.
Is this guy shady as shit? The more he talks, the more I'm like, wait a second.
Do you know someone named Priscilla?
No, maybe. Do I?
Most of you have not encountered this name yet, except for Zaunder.
Yeah.
In the notes. So when you were inquiring about the diplomatic meeting,
Yes,
among the
that's
Drow,
right. That's right.
She is the person that is runs that particular meeting.
Yep.
None of you have heard of this character?
I have.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, and I'll switch to Elvish. It should make sense, then. I would ask, then...
Can we stop with all the fucking Elvish, please?
Oh, you don't speak Elvish?
No.
You don't speak Elvish.
That's... Oh.
Oh, I thought they were just mumbling.
I didn't even notice he switched to Elvish, honestly.
I just kind of filters automatically.
Yeah.
Zaunder, is our conversation making your friends uncomfortable?
I don't know what their problem is, but...
I'm not uncomfortable at all. You guys can continue. I love hearing the Elven language.
Thank you, Meena. See, Meena is a woman of culture.
Are you currently talking in Elven? Because Matthias is probably think you're just talking gibberish.
Yeah, Gwendolyn has no fucking idea what's going on. Also, does Finn speak Elvish? Because
not a word.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Meena. Speaking in Elvish is delightful. It is Speaking Elvish is like wiping your ass with silk.
I look to Finn, and in Halfling, I'm like, what the fuck is going on in my bar right now?
I'll
After
translate.
he says that, Zaunder like kind of screws up his face a little bit, and he's like, "Maybe we should continue this in common."
Very well then. I'm sorry if I made you feel uncomfortable. And at that, I'll pull my hood back, and you see it. I'm completely bald, blue skin, dark freckles on my face, and black eyes. Might have pupils that are also black, but it's a little hard to tell since everything else is.
Fingers by any chance? Or anything
Yeah, I was like, does he look like a fish?
My fingers, as I do this here, you would catch that I have kind of like little suckers on my fingers.
Nice.
Ooh.
Do I recognize?
I don't like that.
this? Have I seen or heard of anything?
Like some kind of amphibian.
Go ahead
like
and make a, I'll call it a nature check then.
Groggy
And
Gollum
Gwen-
says, "Is he an evil Smurf?"
Gwen, you can make an insight check too. I know you were thinking trying.
Yeah, I'm like,
to learn
what
that
the
bit more.
fuck?
Yeah.
21.
21. You know, you had heard rumors of an underwater city not far from Port Zane, out towards the Nilkrugs. You don't have a ton of info about it, but like, if something like this were to exist, it probably comes from that area. That's about all you can recognize. What was your insight, Gwen?
22.
22. Yeah, what would you say his, just a bit of his, like, is he being straightforward with everyone, Scrum, or you...
Does he seem sus?
Yeah, are you hiding things?
I'm most likely suspect because I'm certainly not a local.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so my own culture and behavior is perhaps very disturbing.
Okay. But like, it's more of like, hey, is this like kind of, he's just kind of weird, or is it like, oh, he's being, shady, is kind of the...
he hasn't yet told you specifically, because we're kind of in that everyone's figure it, well, who's Priscilla and all this. He hasn't been straightforward, and so maybe among all cultures, not being straightforward could be considered suspect. Though we do have this odd mix, this kind of brackish cultural water between I am not a local and I am also carrying myself in a roundabout manner.
Okay, so he seems sus. Is basically the gist.
Yes.
One
Even if
sussy
I went to
boy.
49, I would probably be more suspect going around in this manner for whatever reason. So yeah, you can interact with Scrum Yatam in that fashion.
I'm gonna lean over to Meena and say, I've heard stories about them folk. Very feared in Fennel, where I worked in a bakery. Come around every so often. Health inspectors.
Oh, is that a health inspector? Is that like a doctor? Do they come and make sure that everybody is healthy and give checkups?
Oh no! All I've heard about them is they come, they leave only despair and buildings ruined anywhere they go.
And lives, buildings and lives, right?
Health inspectors destroy things. So are they like health vampires where they suck all of the health out of people and that's how they destroy it? They inspect it so hard that they suck the life out of people?
I'm not sure that's possible. Maybe.
What's a vampire?
You haven't met a beholder yet.
You really turned something I was scared of and made it even worse. So
while this conversation happens, there are a couple other patrons that kind of like look up at the sign and peek their heads in.
I am like getting the fuck out of whatever is happening here because it's so weird. And she's gonna go up and be like, "Hi, welcome to Fowler's. I can get you a single. You can pay by the drink, or you can pay a flat fee and
a fat fee.
Pay a fat fee. And you pay a flat fee and drink as much as you like.
A chubbier dwarf fellow says, "That sounds lovely," and he sort of sits down near the door and hands you the flat fee. The other one sort of looks at you and says, "You have any hard liquor?"
I don't think so. I think it's just this is me internally.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
like,
you definitely don't have any hard liquor.
Not currently, but we're working on it. We might potentially have some in the next week or so.
Let me know when you do. And he leaves.
Yeah, okay, so I get the, 3 gold from, the dwarfy boy? And I'll put that, like, I don't want to leave shit behind the counter. I'm gonna hold on to it for now before I get, like, a lockbox, but that's probably
put a little
something
sign up that says "Do not touch" on it. And
Oh, yes, okay. So I'll just hold on to it for now,
Employees
but
only.
I immediately turn on my heel and go back to Scrom and like get kind of all up in his face. I'm like, look, this sugar thing, give it to me straight. Tell me what I need to do to get it now. Thanks.
Well, very well, I suppose. Are you sure you wish to talk about this here? You seem busy. I can tell you where to find me later, and we can have a more private conversation.
Is it just going to be a conversation about something we're going to go do later, or are we actually going to like meet up and do something? Because if it's going to be another conversation, I'd rather just have it here.
If that is what you wish, I am simply seeking information about Priscilla and the things that are going on, so that I can try and reestablish the flow of my goods into the city even more. And of course, for helping me, I'm not even asking for coin. I'm simply asking to help gather some knowledge for a simple merchant like me, foreign even to this place.
Does he seem like a pirate? Like I know we've I know we've heard about it a little bit in the town, so like it's kind of something that like wouldn't be like super, you know, out of the ordinary, but like, you know, dealing in goods that people don't really have and kind of looking for information, and you know, I'm kind of like,
Gwen's been around the world a little bit. I think that you're not making a completely obtuse guess at it, but I do think that, you know, it's going to be unclear. There's nothing really that you, unless you just ask him. Let's go.
We'll make a pirate roll and see.
All right, cool. 12 plus something, I don't know. But all right.
What says on my dice?
It's not the 1 or the 20. The roll may never know. It says it on both sides.
Well, I have a secret place we could talk.
I believe most of the things that I have to talk about are already put out into the open here.
I think that what information are you wanting to know? Just general information about this woman, or are you looking for something specific? And I'm like, I'm hushed tones because there's like a person here.
There has certainly been some shakeups in the local leadership, and so to know who the what is your words for it? Big swinging ducks. Who the big swinging ducks are of your place here. I would like to know so that I may navigate the waters even more better. As well.
Are you looking for the boatmaster?
I think you're kind of looking for more of like who the people are that you don't want to be on the wrong side of, right?
Well, the wrong or the right is a matter of which way you turn.
Sure.
However, I can say that there has been a very upsetting trend lately as well that could be connected. I have a fondness for elves, as you may know. And I'll look over to Zaunder, give you a wink. And
he's my best friend.
And
I feel like this guy is super flirting with Zaunder.
I am
like...
very
I don't know.
concerned that there has been many elves meeting ends.
Second thought down.
Several hundred years.
Oh shit! The guy, that fucking murder dude. What was his name?
Oh, that guy.
What's wrong, Gwendolyn? You're kind of freaking out over there.
This is me making the connection in my own personal brain. Gwen is like, oh, that thing.
It was
what?
It was
silent slicer.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, the thing I saw last week.
I am upset that elves are being targeted. They are a favorite
delicacy.
No, they're not too delicate. Some of them could take quite the tumble.
All right.
Oh, he's
old Zaunder here can take a beating or two.
They're a favorite person type that I enjoy.
Kink, maybe.
But
yeah.
I don't know what is with the hoses. I don't know.
All right. Well,
But if you perhaps can even make a connection and tell me, is this Priscilla responsible for the murder of elves or someone else, I would also be pleased, and I would be willing to open my sack up to you all.
Could you reword? Never mind.
So I think if you open up your sack, we're gonna need to go to a secret place for that. We can't just.
You can't just do that around a customer.
I
bare
promise
sack.
it is swollen with goods, and I would have to go to a secret place to share it with you.
All right. Well, where do you keep your sack?
He's right there. It's
and
right
you're well
on his side.
This is a sample, and in fact, the first one is always free. And I'll set the sack of sugar cubes on the bar. Something to think about. To mill over, mole.
Yeah.
Vowels. Anyway,
Matthias will instantly grab one because he'll be like, "Oh,
I smack his hand.
But this is for the mess that I made earlier, and also to help. I'm proud of myself for this. Are you ready? I'm going to sweeten the deal. Do you understand?
No, yeah, I've got it. Thanks.
I don't get it.
It's a joke.
It is a joke about the thing that we're all kind of talking about, but
A clever pun.
Yes. Oh, please constrict your face muscles for me. Yeah, very good. Teeth are always fascinating things.
Meena, just do it. Just do it.
Why are we doing this?
Health Inspector Meena, do it.
You have beautiful teeth.
Over
They're
the
not
course of this
so much
convo, there are some more customers trickling in, and believe it or not, Nidril is like the best maitre d'. He is sort of welcome to the Fowler establishment. I will get you a table.
I'm so
like,
proud.
He looks like like he's not wearing a bow tie or anything, but he's dressed kind of nice. He's cleaned himself, and he is like walking them to the table and offering.
I guess because he's not doing fucking slave work, he's like, this is fine.
Yeah.
Zaunder fucking makes stink eyes at him. He hates this. He was really hoping he would fail and get thrown out.
It's probably the best job he's ever had.
Yeah.
I'm so proud.
That while that was happening, Théodore sort of mentioned, he whispered something over to you, Zaunder, and just said, "I have some business in the city. I'll be back soon." And he left.
What do you mean business in the city? Hold on, you can't just bail out on us.
As the door just goes.
We'll probably find him at like a coffee shop, writing like a play or something.
Gwendolyn, please can I have some? Mine tastes like cheese. He's been spitting in a mug and tasting it and wondering why it doesn't taste like the other one.
Matthias, why don't you get a new? I'm like tying up the bag. I'm like, why don't you get a new thing of water and I don't know. Maybe we can get you some ale or something. I don't know. You can't have this. This is like very precious.
Gwendolyn, can I have that? Please?
This?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Hey, why do you want it?
So when we were going to get the seeds, I was talking to this farmer and he was super cool and super nice, and he told me this amazing thing. It's called moonshine. See, moon, like me. I like the moon.
Do I know what moonshine is?
I think that yes. If
I would assume that yeah. Right.
And he told me that it's not super difficult. And all you need is cornmeal and some sugar, and you just have to be careful to make sure that it doesn't explode.
One of the dwarves that has entered.
Meena.
Sugar? You got sugar?
No, we don't actually. We're just talking about.
Gwendolyn's got a lot of sugar for you.
Well,
that's my sister.
I don't get it.
What does that mean?
Bit confused on the context. I'll just keep eating this cheese.
We're working on a solution in the potential to have some liquor coming up soon, probably within the next week or so, maybe sooner. You know, just kind of. I hardly know her.
You hardly know she.
Wow, cool, great. We're an hour in. Amazing. I'm so proud.
As you make your way sort of toward the door, Scrum, you do catch a whiff of something strange as you sort of start to exit the door. And the little fat halfling fellow sitting at the table goes, "Oh, what's that smell? Oh, it's foul. Oh, is that, well, it's called Fowler. It smells terrible in here. Oh, God, oh."
What is the smell? I'm used to many smelly smells.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Does it smell bad in here? Like,
Have we gone nose blind?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I feel
previously.
like Meena would have been actually the best person to ask because she would have been like away from it forever and then come back in.
Yeah, those of you on the other side of the bar doing things don't really smell this, but with your perception check, it does smell like it's coming from right outside the door that you entered from.
Did I hear any of that happen or no? It's kind of
yeah, it's very audible. He was like crying to the bar, and he starts to pick up his things and finishes his food and starts to like push his way out and leave.
Oh, what smell?
Oh, it's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, and he sort of like just kind of runs away.
Okay, I go
we
to
should
the
check
door.
that out. It's stinky over here.
And Scrum, if you're interested, peering out the door, in front of the door has 2 rotten dead fish have been thrown on the unwelcome mat, which we'll get to in a second, Gwen. And it is just they reek. It smells fucking terrible. It's just awful.
That's foul.
Zaunder, can you come here for a second to fix this so we can grab this and get rid of it, please?
I will take care of it
What?
for you.
What
Don't
is it?
worry. Is this a delivery? I'm sorry. I
No,
was going to
it's
say.
it's not ours. It's not ours.
Zaunder walks over.
I'm looking to see if I can see anyone walking away.
Make a perception check. And Zgrom, if you are trying to pick them up, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Perception is 19.
No, I mean you do see the customer that said it smelled really bad walking away, but you don't see any other like particular foot traffic coming from your door.
Huh.
As I get closer, do I smell this?
Yeah, it smells just terrible. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Scrum, your investigation, yeah, it's kind of strange. These fish are clearly many days old. Like, why would somebody not keep the fish? They're very purposefully rotten. And as you turn them over, there's just some like weird things about it, but it's hard to tell what it is.
Well, I believe that I can let you clean up this mess unless you want me to take these fish.
I mean,
I've
if you
made
want
them-
them, go ahead and take them. I just want the smell to go away, please.
No, I've made an offer, and very well.
Where can we contact you with information or?
You
Like-
can meet me at X-Dock at nighttime.
Great.
I will
Sounds-
be there.
Sounds great. I'll see you at X-Stock at nighttime.
Very good. Do any of the? Are you sure none of you want these fish? He's very good for fishing. In fact, I might use.
No,
these
you
as
take
bait.
it, please.
I'll take him.
Finn, you're not bringing them in here.
I'll store him somewhere. I'll take
It's
him.
no problem. I'll roll them up in the mat and then kind of. Boop.
It works for me.
I'll take the
Oh,
mat.
that's so good. Yep. All right.
All right, my new friends, enjoy your sugar and your decision making. You can find me at the place and the time that I just previously specified.
And the place that he mentions, actually, I'll message you, Matty, in a second to double check.
Sure.
But anyway, we'll get to that in a second. You hand that over to Finn, the wrapped up mat that you.
And again, take those out of there right now.
Can I please try to use prestidigitation to like scent it a little differently, like
Please.
lessen the smell somewhat?
Yeah. Go ahead and
I'll
make an
even use
Arcana
gust
check
as
to
well.
see
All
how
right.
well this works. Yeah.
All
I can
right.
use gust to blow the stink out of the room.
That certainly will help. Yep, it starts to get the wafting away.
Probably knocks
I'm actually
Matthias off
proficient.
the bar.
Damn.
yeah.
Look at you being proficient in a magic-y thing.
Yeah, I know.
We
Wow.
keep asking Neriad to do like Arcana checks. He's like, nah, fucking
That's a 23.
It certainly is a
23,
magic
yeah.
item,
So,
okay.
you know, the fish are somehow masked. It doesn't necessarily smell good right now, but you do manage to suppress the awful smell as Gwen tries to tell Finn to unroll the mat with the fish in it.
Why?
Again,
You want them like airing out right here.
I need you to take those. That mat is very important.
It's just a mat.
It's not just a mat.
Does the mat really matter?
It's magical, you fucking idiots.
What?
Oh,
You have a magical mat?
Yes, now please take it out.
That must have been really expensive. How did you afford that?
I have ways that I have things. It's fine. We don't gotta talk about it.
oh, I get you. All right. And I'll
I-
Unfurl the whole mat and have the 2 fish in my hands.
Okay, make an investigation check.
I'll be
Anybody
like-
that's
I'll be
looking at this
like-
fish.
I'm not paying attention to that. I grab the mat. I'm like, Zaunder, please.
Are you
Just gonna hold it out to him.
investigation?
Can I do a medical check on the fish to see if they were
Yeah, sure. Yeah, make a
in
medicine,
any way unnatural or
a
something like
medicine
that?
check. Sure.
I got a 17 on my investigation.
Okay.
I put the mat back outside.
14.
Matthias is still trying to get the sugar, like secretly.
I have not let go of it because there are people in here and like, well, nah.
Okay, so a few different things
That
happen.
little sack of sugar right now is probably worth more than like any magic item any of us have. Probably all of them combined.
Have you met Feathers?
Matthias would eat it.
Okay, so a few things. Neriad, you don't notice anything particularly unnatural about the fish. However, upon looking through it, Meena, you do see that there is some ink that has been kind of scrawled on the back of the fish.
Oh, well, they drew on the fish. I don't know why someone would do that.
Bass or
Fish might be a
salmon?
message.
Finn, can you stop bouncing them? I'm trying to read what they say.
What,
Finn,
some
stop
some
bouncing
trout?
the fish.
Are they trout or like salmon or?
Finn, I'm trying to
You just
read
have
the
to move
fish.
your head with it,
Trying
and you
to
can
read
read
the
it.
fish.
Yes, can you stop moving them, please?
What do you want me to have them left or right?
No, I said stop moving them, Finn.
Up and down.
Oh man.
Okay, fine. You can read them.
Oh, you broke her. You broke Meena.
Cool. So, Meena, when you're able to sort of focus on the bobbing fish, one of them says, welcome, and in common. The other one says 150 gold per month.
Oh, it says welcome, and
Oh,
that
that's
one
nice.
says 150 gold per month. That's really expensive for fish.
They're shakedown fish.
Did you?
Curses.
Oh,
Well, he stopped shaking them though, Neriad.
Can you please get those fish out of my bar?
but they're gifts.
They're not gifts I want. If you got
Well,
somewhere to take them
We should-
somewhere.
They were
Don't
gifts
take
that
it.
Hang them up somewhere.
Scrotum. I'll take them next door.
Scrom wanted.
I'll take them outside.
Okay. So you managed to take them outside towards.
Do I need to use like the safe word or anything like that to like put the
I
map
was
back
going
down?
to
and
say,
it's
so
like,
when you
okay.
start to get the map back established again, you will need to take some time to get that working the way that it should, since it's been displaced.
Right.
So what is the safe word on your unwelcome mat?
I'm
Faye.
putting it down. Yeah, I'm putting it down. Making
Matthias
sure, like,
is standing very close to
oh no, it's
Gwendolyn
not.
because he's obviously still trying to get the. You know, when someone's just sort of standing there, like.
Yeah, like
Like a
it
dog.
won't trigger on anyone that's not hostile towards me. So
Correct.
it should be fine for everyone in the party except for maybe Meena. I don't know. But she puts it down and like as like the little last thing of it, she goes, right, Jumanji.
Jumanji.
That's it.
What's
That's
that?
the
There you go.
What's a
So
Jumanji?
we all know that Gwen's safe word is Jumanji.
Jumanji.
Perfect.
That's not her
So-
safe word for all things. Just,
Hey, well, I'm just telling you what we've just learned.
Speaking of, I should go meet my friend that I have here.
You have safe word. You're saying
Um,
what?
What?
over the course
What
of
do
the
you
next
hear?
over the course of the next bit, some people pop in and out. Over the course of the day, you do manage to make roughly 15 gold from people coming in and
Nice.
out and using some of your supply. You think that it's going to be okay, but not a lot of word of mouth happening right now. No idea where the fish came from. After a couple hours, Nakri gets pretty bored, sort of like leaning on the bar doing the work, and I just want to go out dancing. Why can't we go out dancing? This is too much work.
Oh, we can go out dancing if you like.
I love
Can we?
dancing.
Yeah. of
Is there
course.
anyone else in the bar at this moment in time?
Yeah, I'll say that there's probably like 3 other people
Okay.
kind of chilling, and a couple of them have decided to play a game of cards in the back corner. I'll just use some of the same
Ooh.
tokens to indicate that.
Why
was
do you have to
dancing
go
the other
out
day.
to go dancing? Couldn't we all just dance right here?
I
We
mean,
could
we can
dance
go
here.
somewhere to
Right, we
dance.
could do that.
Zaunder
yeah.
could play his triangle again, and I could do some dancing again.
It's triangle.
I do like it here, but it's we've been so cooped up and working for the past week. It's so boring. I want to do fun things. With
You want
my...
to dance your heart away? Well, you can dance if you want to.
You can leave.
They can
your-
stay or come if you like. You can leave your friends
Idea.
behind if you mind. Do your friends dance? Oh, it doesn't matter. They're no friends of mine anyways. So you can go if you like.
Well, I don't. In the way of responsibilities, I just do not.
Responsibilities. There's 3 people here.
It's fine. We can do an early last call. I don't really mind. Or just say that we're gonna close up for a little bit. We can go out dancing. I want to go see if I can find a lockbox somewhere, so I don't have to be constantly carrying shit around with me.
And we also have to meet that man fish. On the dock.
I don't fucking know what that thing was.
Health
Finn.
inspector.
Ben, could you repeat what you were saying earlier about we can dance if we want to? It gave me an idea for a song.
Oh yeah, well, I was just saying we could dance if you want to. We can leave their friends behind. Friends don't dance. If they don't dance, they're no friends of mine.
Oh, never mind. I hate it.
I don't think it would catch on really.
Oh, you come from a land down under, so we have different tastes.
Zaunder, you could I've heard this song, you could dance along on the ceiling with your spider boots.
He's right.
I think he might get in trouble at some
I'd really like to see him dance on the ceiling with spider boots. That would be pretty awesome.
Nakiri, I've heard of a place. I haven't been. It's called the Silver Two-Step, if you like to go.
That would be quite fun, I do think. Sure. I do not know the customs here, but perhaps we can
Neither do I,
as they
but
say.
Two-Step, I assume it's dancing. It could be anything.
Oh, you do not know for sure? This is quite a strange...
Oh, no, it's by, it's sort of in the upper district, actually.
All right, sure, yes. Last call, everyone, last call. And the very confused customers, sitting down having their, basically, lunch and drinking some ale are like...
Nice.
What? It's fucking noon. What do you mean it's last call?
Nice.
Listen, just get out and come back later, okay?
I'll give here's a drink for the road, and I'll kind of fucking, I don't know, give him some shit and give him a fucking glass of ale, whatever.
Give away a glass?
Nah, it's fine.
It's strange. I don't know if I'll be coming back here. And whatever grumbles as they all sort of clear the room, taking their last bits and the Tuco drinks, and now you do have an empty bar together for a bit. Nikita,
as the guy goes past me as he's leaving, I want to just whisper to him like,
"Hey, we might have hard liquor later. Come back."
He gets so excited and.
Oh, they'll come back.
Trots away.
They always come back.
Zaunder, when have they ever come back in your entire fucking life?
Be quiet, Gwen.
Matthias and I left, and then we both came back.
Boomerangs.
Oh. In.
Boomerangs.
So
Boomy, you always come back.
The two drow ladies go upstairs and start to get dressed for some kind of fun.
Is that what they're doing right now?
That's what they said they were doing.
Good.
Can I go? Can I join them? I don't have anything nice. What?
Did you listen to that sequence of sentences?
Finn, they're not getting dressed.
I mean, I think you should try it. I think you should try to join them.
Then
Okay.
you walk up the stairs and you are, sort of thinking, you want to put on some nice clothes, and you hear the sounds of something coming from the room.
Oh, princess!
Amazing.
I got no idea what they're doing, but they're making a lot of noise.
All right, well, I'll wait here for them then when they're finished.
I
Ever try to
grab
get into those get-ups?
Meena, and I'm like, I kind of pull her over to the side. Right. So this moonshine business, you say you know how to make it?
Well, they told me how to do it.
But it can explode?
Yeah, they said if you don't do it right, and the if the fire gets too big, or if you don't tend it properly, but it'll be fine. I don't think that the fire will explode. We're really good at stuff, right?
When you've never made alcohol before, you haven't had alcohol before until
But it's
a week ago.
called moonshine, Gwendolyn. It's meant to be.
All right. Well,
Saloon will guide me.
maybe we can make it down by the docks then. And not in my building.
Oh, the farmer said that you usually make it out in the woods somewhere. So that way if it does explode, you're just exploding trees and deer and maybe a couple raccoons.
All right, how much sugar do you need for it?
Permits, maybe.
I don't remember.
Great. So I'm gonna hold on to it then, and we're gonna figure it out later. Great. Who all is going and this is me dressing in the room. Who all's going dancing with our friends, and who is actually doing this thing that we said we would do for our dealer, I guess?
Scrum was really nice. I'll go talk to him.
Yeah,
all right.
I think we should do that anyways. And I also have another concern that we seem to be glossing over. Those dead fish. That was a warning, and
I'm aware. I think I know who it is also.
Oh,
So-
really? We should just go mess him up.
Right.
What do you mean it was a warning? They just
It's-
thought that
it-
they were trying to sell the fish to us for 150 gold.
No, Meena, do you remember last week when we were in that one bar? I don't fucking know. That when we first got here, first day we were here.
Oh yeah,
And
with the
we were
nice
all-
lady.
We were all sitting around a table, and a man came in, and she was like, right, sorry, and she went behind the bar. She came back, she gave him something, and then he left. That fella was he's not a
Oh.
nice fella. Let's just put it that way.
So should we go beat him up?
I might,
Yeah.
but
I-
it's a little bit more complicated than that.
I
Because,
think our greatest concern should be this Priscilla woman.
So who is Priscilla, since you seem to know her?
She's a drow.
All right.
She is the main representative from Port Zane, and she's known as something of a leader among the underbelly, and the only drow in the city until we all got here. If she's behind these murders, then I want to learn as much as I can about her.
So that's why people keep staring at you. That makes a lot of fucking sense. All right.
Oh.
And but you've met her, or you just know of her.
Oh, I just have ways of getting information.
He is a powerful warrior.
I look at Zaunder.
Yes.
Come now.
What?
What do you mean you have ways of getting information? I know you didn't fucking seduce it out of her, so what did you do?
It's just flashbacks to Zaunder in bars, just like slapping people. Like, tell me what you know. Tell me.
Yep, that's about
Quick
right.
cut
Yep.
compilation.
Yeah.
Oh, just a little finesse, charm, the old
Razzle dazzle.
patented Zaunder mojo.
Finn, at this point, there is a very crescendo to what's happening in the room, and then it goes quiet.
What are you doing, Finn?
Standing outside the door.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. They said we were going dancing.
Oh.
Matthias starts like jogging on the spot. He's like, I'm going to exercise as well.
Oh my god. Oh no. Also, yeah, I feel like I should address that. Fucking Meena, what did you mean when you said Matthias is young? Like, obviously he's like a fucking mouse. He's like 7, but like, isn't that pretty normal?
Oh, if you would have seen him with the play date, I don't know how humans age, but he didn't seem like he was a day over 17.
Wow.
What does that mean?
So, hold on. I don't think that he could be older. I'm 32. How old are you, Gwendolyn?
23.
Wow, such children. I'm 117.
You don't got to lie to us, Zaunder.
No, I really am. 107.
You're older than I am.
But yeah. So there's no
Yeah, but, like,
way that Matthias is like a day older than maybe 12. I don't know. There was a lot of tag, and like, okay, so
we've been traveling
like,
with a fucking kid this whole time. Is that what you're telling me? God, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, he's
Are we on a list?
I don't.
He can't be a child.
Is there an Amber
in the court of
Alert out
law
from
and
Matthias?
arrested him and everything.
It was actually kind of cute watching him with the play date with all of the other little orphans and stuff. But
Wait, that's illegal.
What's illegal? What? He was just a mouse playing with some kids.
Oh no! All right. Well,
I'm gonna knock on their door because they're not they're not really.
the meekest little like. Are you guys good?
Sorry.
Hello?
We're getting dressed. I apologize. It's,
Oh, no worry. You can keep doing round 2 or whatever. I'm going back. I forgot. I'm going to the docks. Actually, I can't really go dancing. If you could find maybe something I could wear though when we go dancing, that'd be great.
There's some shuffling behind the door for a second, and then there is a thrust of a hand forward out of a cracked
Wrapped
door.
in a blanket.
Yeah, which is a sort of nice-looking blouse that you've been given to potentially wear.
Oh.
And then the door
okay.
quickly shuts once again.
All right.
Is it Veed?
It's sort of like a doublet. It's got some strings at the sort of V-neck of the
Nice.
blouse itself. It's very pretty. It's very, very pretty.
Wow. All right. Thanks, princess.
Uh-huh.
Okay, bye.
Wow, what is this session? What's going on?
No idea.
We've been doing this for an hour and a half, and nothing has changed.
There is the door, I assume, has been sort of locked and you guys are done for the day, but there is a knock on the door.
I look. Do we have windows?
You do, yes.
I look out.
Yep.
Who is it?
It is the figure of the magistrate that you met last week. A man that you know as Noel Alfar.
The ambassador man.
Mm-hmm.
I peek out the door and I'm like, "Hello, Noel. How are you?"
Sorry to be bothering you this time, but I just wanted to see how things were going for you all.
Would you like to see the inside of our building?
Oh, well, that would be all right with me.
Why don't you come in and I'll open it up.
He takes a few steps in and sort of looks around and checks things out. All right. Looks like you did some nice work. I know it hadn't been open in quite some time. I don't know why, but it's nice to see this. Maybe some business left in this town while things are going strange.
Fingers crossed that we can help revitalize the fallen city.
Very good, very good. And I just want to let you know I have not heard from Gerard quite yet, but we are hoping that he gets back within the next day or so. If you are still interested in that particular course of action, we would appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Right then. Well,
thank you for keeping me updated on the current situation.
Any problems or anything that's happening? I know you got some weird folks with you.
Well, actually, I think we should, considering his, I don't know, stature. We did have a rather threatening gift, shall we say, from someone entirely unknown. I have absolutely no idea who it was, but they delivered some fish to my doorstep and not so subtly said that there was an 150 gold per month fee for owning the building.
Oh.
I think they're going to bury us in fish if we don't give them the money.
Yeah, that is concerning.
You can see how I personally am also rather concerned, and so I frequently have been adopting a different persona, as I let you know.
Indeed,
previously.
Yes, you have. I would say I'll get my guards on it. We have heard rumors of some racketeering outfits around the area, but I thought that had been quelled out, especially with the whirlpool around. You'd think people would be more understanding of such things, but...
I believe I saw a little bit of it when we first arrived into town, and it seems to potentially maybe have gotten worse in terms of, you know, when a city goes down, generally the underbelly likes to thrive off of that for a short amount of time, but they cannot survive without the city back in full force. So I don't entirely know what their goal here is, but I think that they are taking advantage of it in whatever way they can.
Great, more things to add to my growing list.
If we catch him, we'll fry him, don't worry.
Well, keep yourselves out of trouble. I will look into it as best I can. I do appreciate it.
Thank you, Ambassador.
Yes, carry on. And he starts to walk out the door, and he sort of stops for a second. Turns
Bye.
Back. By the way, just so you know, I did happen to get a letter from your mother not too long ago, a couple days now, and I wrote her back and told her that her child had made it safely to Port Zane, and that, I am looking forward to establishing a relationship with you. So, I don't know.
That sounds wonderful.
Perhaps you should reach out to her and make sure she knows you're all right.
But honestly, it sounds like a brilliant idea. Thank you so much.
Indeed. Mm-hmm. And he walks out the door and closes it back and leaves.
Next session, we won't have a bar.
I need to talk to Finnegan. Is he still in the bar? Is he upstairs?
Yeah, Finn walks downstairs. Oh, not going dancing. Princess is doing some exercises or something, looking at Matthias.
Matthias is doing star jumps right now.
Finnegan, can you come here for a second?
Yeah, all right.
I'll walk over.
And I need you to send a message to Ashrin for me. Can you do that?
Tomorrow.
All right. Let me know at the second that you can, so we can figure it out. All right.
All right.
Great.
Everything okay?
Well, maybe.
Great. Do I need to keep doing that voice, that accent?
Actually, I think
because
yes.
it kind of hurt my mouth.
I mean, just don't say anything, and then you don't have to really worry.
But that's not his character. His character is he says some things on the side.
Well, maybe he's come down with a cold or something, and so he can't really talk. His voice is gone.
He's got quite a constitution, but maybe he's got maybe he had some bad. Maybe he had some of the fish. I'll get someone to eat the fish. That way, make sure it's all
right. So it's all
cohesive.
Right. Don't eat the fish yourself.
Because I can't really lie.
I know, but if you don't talk, then it's not really a problem.
Meanwhile, Zaunder is standing off by himself somewhere practicing. Ja, wunderbar.
All right, so you've all kind of gotten back to yourself. Nidril is again kind of in tip-top shape, and he kind of looks over at Zaunder every now and then, you practicing your instrument, and that previous mockery is kind of faded. He sort of looks at you, almost stealing glances of maybe jealousy or admiration or just something
maybe lust.
Maybe, yeah.
We're not going there. All right.
And he starts to,
why not all of the above?
Starts to clean up the place and sort of says, I can't get the others to work very well, but I'll try to keep it nice and spick and span for you all. Have a lovely day. And he moves into the back and starts to wash the dishes and stuff.
Nidril's my favorite person all of a sudden.
Is it weird I preferred him when he was an evil slaver?
I don't know. I quite like his work ethic.
I don't know what a speen is.
I think he meant span, but there's some weird little translation issues.
Well, it shouldn't be a translation issue for Zaunder. He speaks the same language.
I don't know what. I don't speak crazy, I'm afraid.
Shouldn't we go see
between
or something?
Elvish and Common? What the fuck ever? You guys
Go
are the worst.
dancing.
No, we're not
a
going
little
dancing.
bored in the bar.
We're going to go to that dock.
We're gonna go do a dancing of a different kind.
Gonna go dancing.
I like that.
Yes, and
Dirty
prepare
dance.
yourself for combat, probably. If I had to guess.
I should have known that.
Yeah, well,
Did
you
not
should always
prepare any
pack your
spells.
equipment. Always bring it with you.
Any spells to help in combat? What?
James, you should know by now that our party always goes into combat.
I expected fun role playing. I can do a lot of cool stuff though.
All right, so is that the plan? You guys kind of gathering up your things and heading over to Scrum's.
I'm carrying the sugar on me. I'm not leaving it behind.
I need me some sugar.
I
keeping an eye out.
I have a bunch of little pouches that I keep hidden underneath a couple of layers in my skirt.
Whatever.
So I put it on
still
the
getting
innermost one. Okay, I'm really honestly not worried about you stealing it, actually, because
Little mouse paws all over your butt the whole time we're walking.
Ah!
Just trying to find.
No
the
one
sugar.
wants that.
Where's the
Everyone hated that.
Now we're talking.
For James, I guess. I don't know.
As you start to pack up things, you do certainly hear the noises of another session going on above you, and that kind of
Jesus Christ!
expedites your.
That's impressive. That's
we need to fucking get out of here, please.
I thought that they wanted to go dancing.
They're doing some kind of dancing. Let's go.
They're doing the horizontal
Bed again,
boogie.
probably.
The
All right.
horizontal boogie?
Oh yeah.
So, over the course of the next 20 minutes or so, you make your way to the area that Scrum had indicated for you. It's now a little past noon, getting into the early afternoon, and the city is quiet, as you might expect from the fact that people have been leaving a lot, and it's not too much. But not a ton going on. Those of you that have been casing the guards, none of the most notable things that you had been looking for seem to be active right now. And you do find your way out toward the docks, and right near the address that he gave you, you see Scrum with a fishing pole kind of standing on the dock. What are you going to tell us what you're up to, Scrum?
So I'm not wearing my dark robes, though I'm wearing some trousers, and you can see my my back is all blue with some more of this dark gray freckling and some stripes down my back, and I have a glass jug that is beside me on the dock, and I am singing in a mix of Elven and Common, as you're approaching, and I'm just sort of I'm just sort of there casually fishing. You show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. Had little drink about hour ago. He's gone right to my head. Everywhere I roam, over land or sea or foam.
I'm just imagining Drew out of what's it?
You can always hear me singing this song. He said, "Show me the way to go home."
I'm gonna try to sneak up on him.
What's the what is it? Drew out the Minions boss. That's who it reminds me of.
All right, Neriad, make a stealth check.
What are you talking about?
All right,
In the Minions movie, is that what you're talking about right now?
Minions movie, yeah.
Hey, don't mention that ever again to me.
Gru.
Check dirty 20.
Despicable Me. Yeah. Despicable Me.
You feel pretty good that he's quite into his song and his fishing, that he's not quite.
I know what you mean, Lee.
So I don't do anything if I sneak up on him. I just walk up behind him and just stand there.
And after another verse or two of your songs, Grob, you kind of, casually lean back to grab your jug of ale, and suddenly there's just the old wizard man standing inches behind you.
Hello. We've come to meet you in clandestine operations. Here we go.
It's still daytime.
Yeah, oh, is it?
Actually, the jug over the shoulder. That's how you sip. Set it down. It is still daytime. I was fishing. Anyway? I wasn't quite expecting you to come out this early.
Oh, we got bored.
We needed your sugar.
We were gonna go dancing, but then the people who wanted to go dancing started doing something called the horizontal shuffle.
Oh no, Meena, no. Just forget about that.
I can show you how to do it later. I'm just kidding. Never gonna show you.
No.
Let's just say that
you've not really danced unless you've danced under the water. Whole other dimension.
I mean, that sounds quite interesting. Zaunder, what would you know about the horizontal shuffle? I'm very curious.
Listen, I was given janitorial duty outside of the breeding room. Listen,
The breeding room? The horizontal shuffle is a breeding thing? They're not under the moon at all.
Meena, contrary to popular belief in your weird, bog society or whatever,
society.
Most people actually don't breed under the moon. They breed whenever they want to.
Whenever they want?
Yeah.
Does that make them have more kids?
I mean, it can. It certainly can.
It depends. How many eggs do you squirt out for the males to fertilize?
Oh my God.
All right, great. So I didn't know that's where this conversation was going today. I thought we were gonna,
Right, regardless of the fact that it's daytime, and I personally wish it were nighttime, can we just continue?
I thought we were gonna maybe figure out information, plans, things to do, but I guess not. What? I don't.
So
yes.
Scrum, if you prefer us to be back at night,
better.
we can come back. I mean, I can go dancing.
It was my preference, I suppose, also yours. But you see, you caught me a little bit fishing, and I was enjoying some old sugar water, I suppose you could call it. I look down. If I have it, I share it. You want a drink?
What does it taste like?
This one has not had my personal enhancement. This is just simply sugar and water has been left to ferment.
Is this
strong?
Wait.
I'll have some.
Is that hard liquor? I grab it and take a swig from it.
There's nothing hard about it. It is pure liquid, I assure you.
I smell it. What is it? Do I know? Or is it just alcohol?
You could describe it.
Yeah, this is just fermented sugar water. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily moonshine that could degrease an engine. What's that? What's internal combustion? But it would be it'd be more like a mead, I suppose. That wasn't necessarily made with honey, so it'd be a little like a rum kind of, but probably not as well made as a rum. But it'll certainly do the job, especially given how dry this port is.
So that's what that tastes like, Gwen. When you take a swig from it, and you guys can share it as you want.
If you want, I can add secret spice to it, but
I'm okay without your secret spice, thanks. But that where'd you get this? And I'll hand it back to him.
I like secrets.
I don't. Did you got my sugar packet? Yes.
So you just used your sugar?
Yes, I used my store. That's all you do. I have stores of sugars and spices, things that are in demand.
I'm looking around. Is anyone watching us right now?
Make a perception check.
I'm a person who can acquire these things and bring them. I'm just having troubles, is all.
So, Scrub, could you describe what are you? Sorry if that's rude. I've never seen your kind before.
I suppose any time of day is relevant for existential conversation. What really is anyone anyway?
I'm a furbolg.
Well, I mean, like, what are you presently? We're all just got sort of hurling through the cosmos in like Lythander and Saloon's backgammon game.
I like the way that you think. It is different, and I appreciate differences. Especially in our stature. You're so tiny. I'll squat down and ruffle your hair. And you, ma'am, you're so tall. And you also have hair. And isn't that a beautiful world where big people and small people have hair? It is something I've always wished I could have grown. But sadly, with my... I rub, but then my suction hands. It is not a gift that I was given upon my my spawning.
Do you get those on your feet?
Yeah. Every time he takes a step, it's like.
I suppose you could say yes.
No.
It allows for very very good days and times to get away when one needs to do as such.
Oh yeah, I've done that before.
No. What was your perception check, Gwen?
14.
14.
Wait. Yeah, 4. No.
Your
15.
mission has become slightly more important over time.
There are patrols and other people at the docks. The docks are pretty darn empty, considering that it's
I don't like that.
They can't really do much in terms of the whirlpool, but nothing catches your eye in particular. No.
So, meta question: how far off is this whirlpool from the docks?
You can sort of see in the horizon as you look across the waves, which is really strange. The waves are not rolling in the way that you would particularly think an ocean would. It's the water seems to be mostly still, but as you peer for a while out towards the horizon, you can see there is a movement of water, and it kind of just goes to black. Like it's like the horizon suddenly sharply ends, as if there's a fall off that's occurring.
Oh, it's a proper
you imagine
deep one,
a mile or so off the coastline.
A mile, so okay.
Yeah, and it's huge. Like it is.
And you said it's blocking a lot of.
You can see.
Like the natural sort of bay area of Port Zane.
Okay. There's quite a few ships that are docked and look like they haven't moved in quite some time. There's not a lot of activity around here. People seem to have abandoned their posts. Okay. It is like a ghost dock, basically.
Okay.
So, Scrum, how long have you been in Port Zane?
I've been here many times over many years. Though this is not, this is a home away from home, you could say. And I point to kind of a derelict-looking fishing shack. Lots of nets and hooks and buoys and crates and stuff. This is home away from home for when I'm in town. I've been coming here off and on for a great many years. I'm probably older than how I look.
How old are you?
Yes.
No, sorry. I think I was speaking halfling. Sorry, common. How old are you?
Yes, I am.
No, that's the way the elders talk when they stopped counting their ages. It makes sense.
No, it absolutely does not. How many candles do you put on your cake?
Candles on cake?
Yeah.
Why would you put candles on cake?
Have you
You
not
could start a fire.
Have you not put candles on your cake before?
No, you could start a fire with that. Why would you do that?
Might seize your fur when you eat it.
You light the candle.
Oh, you're talking about traditions when we make another tourney about in the seasons.
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah, how many?
Like when all the other drow would gather around me and beat me with sticks.
A little bit like that.
Zaunder.
That is an interesting
Once for
custom.
every year that I was alive. Boy, that 107th birthday was rough.
But you see what I said, the elves
you
are
were
very
117.
durable.
17th, that's what I said.
So I noticed you didn't really answer my question.
You're correct, I didn't.
What is the point of this conversation?
We don't share those customs. The things that we do are different to celebrate how long we've been around.
Oh, see, no, I got myself distracted. I asked how long have you been in Port Zane, and you gave me a non-answer.
Oh, I thought you were talking about how old I was.
We're kind of doing it both at the same time. Never mind. Forget.
I'm gonna bend down. Do
No,
you
I'm
have
confused.
two mouths? You're getting like two conversations out of each side.
I don't know. I
I've
think I need to lie down for a minute.
I've been here for some time. Unfortunately, this big flush has somewhat trapped me. At least with in terms of convenience, it has trapped me here. And so I've been sitting on my business for some time, hoping to find someone to help me, to just bust out of this cage.
Sort of unclogged.
Will there be a venture?
Yeah, yes.
Gwen, you keeping watch a bit as you've been saying. You do notice now coming from. So you're at the sort of chock-a-block region near the docks themselves, over towards the southern part of the city, and coming from the trail that leads not through the city, but through around Nobody's Beach and the Osterlight area.
Damn it! It's called Nobody's Beach.
Obviously, you do see those twin human guards that you had been noticing before, coming not in their patrol from the city, but they walk with some authority. They walk sort of noticing you all and kind of keep moving, muttering.
Where do they come from?
To themselves. They're coming from the beach area.
Okay, and okay, shit. I grabbed Neriad. Neriad.
Oh, yes.
Like subtly, not like a big display, but I'm kind of like, Neriad. You know that message that we got a little bit earlier from the.
I do, yes.
I think that those
I'll pull out a small pamphlet that just has like a bunch of sort of code words on it. Yeah,
Right.
it's just a bunch of nonsense. But
I'm like pointing to it like we're analyzing whatever's in this. Like, oh yeah, it's okay. I think that the twins that just walked by us are possibly a part of that. And I don't know whether I should follow them or try and figure out where they came from.
Well, I think we should maybe we can split up.
I mean, all right. Who's better at following people, and who's better at finding?
Oh, nobody ever notices me. I can follow them.
I mean, all right. Do you want to?
Okay.
Do you want me to come with you, or do you want me to go do the other thing?
You should stick with your brother, perhaps.
I wasn't
I'll
planning
go
on bringing
by
Finn along. Actually, I was planning on
get
maybe
onto me.
bringing like Zaunder or like maybe Matthias, because Matthias is
Oh.
also sneaky. Finn's not very sneaky.
Oh, it's the armor, really, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, I'll let you decide who you want to bring, and we'll split up.
All right. Well, you think you can take it on your own?
Well, I'm just gonna run away if they see me.
All right, that sounds good. I trust in you. You got your weird. You can just like fly back 10 feet. It'll be fine.
Yep. Okay. See you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
So while that's happening,
So Scrum, do you eat seafood, or is that just something like you just shy away from? Does that seem like murder to you?
Oh, of course I eat food from the sea. I don't see why not. You eat creatures that live on the land, do you not?
I guess that's fair. Oh, just I've noticed Meena hasn't really had any. You haven't had any beef, have you?
What do you mean? Yes, I've had beef.
What do you eat the animals you turn into?
Well, yeah, because I don't eat myself, and I'm not actually a cow or a bear. But Matthias,
it's fine.
Matthias, I'm a druid. No, No, yes, I've had cow. There was this one time when I was walking, and it was like right after I left my village, and I made friends with this beautiful, wonderful, glorious cow. And then the farmer found out and he killed her. But then he let me eat the steak, so she was really delicious.
So yes, all right. So there was.
She is part of you now. He is good.
Yes, she lives on in me forever.
Scrum, you're just interesting, is all. Sorry for all the questions.
That is the only way that you get answers.
I like you.
Which is why I came to you all to have questions answered. You know the things that are going on better than perhaps someone like me. I'm good at getting around, at perhaps being out of the way despite my looks, or maybe even because of them. Well, regardless.
It's amazing.
Is that like bubbles? Is that what that was?
No, it's my suction
his sucker
suction.
on his cheek.
Suction up on his cheek.
Oh no! Oh my goodness! I mentally message Finn and say, "Hey, I'm gonna wander over this way to go look into something. Can you keep our friend occupied for a bit? Just talk to him about his life. I'm sure you got lots of questions."
All right. So do you guys fart underwater? And then can we go off to the next scene?
that conversation happens. Neriad, can you make a stealth check for me?
Yep. It's a 17.
17 on your stealth. Yeah, so you're able to put on your classic bumbling old man thing, and even if they kind of turn their shoulder and maybe like directly notice you at some point, they seem to pay you very little mind.
I'll put my disguise on, and my disguise consists of me taking my collar and folding it down when it's flat.
Perfect. Yep. So you bumble around and you're going slow, but you manage to keep them in eyesight. And they do seem to be heading toward the Hooverville section of the city, the much poorer part of town. Over the course of the next 10 or so minutes, you start to make your way following them. You can hear bits and pieces of their conversation. You do catch the fact that they seem to be calling each other by names. They both look the same. They're twin human. You can't really see many of their features because they have their helmets on and they're part of the guard, wearing the classic Don's Promise armory. But one of them does mention Bertrand. Keeps saying over and over again to his presumably twin brother. And the other one replies and says, get off my case, Ernest. And that's what you kind of get from them.
Did you just make Bert and Ernie? Really? God damn it, Zach.
One tall and one short. A little wider than the other one.
They're not twins, though.
What you're talking about.
Bert and Ernie are not twins.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know who Bert and Ernie are.
They can be
Bertrand and Ernest. I'm sorry. That's my bad.
All right. So Gwen, what were you trying to do?
So I was actually sneaking off with Zaunder to figure out where they came from.
Okay. So Grom, it's not particularly hard to notice that the party is thinning out over the course of this conversation. So I don't want to act like it's like
obviously it's not like we're like sneaking like we were never there.
Yeah. But you do see that when the old man goes away, and then a little bit later, Gwen and Zaunder follow the trail from where they came. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead and make a survival check.
Okay. Should I am I helping or?
You can just roll separately. I think that's easier.
Okay, sure.
And then like sneaks also.
If you want to be stealthy, you can. Just let me know what the survival check is.
Yeah. My survival check is 21. Inexplicably.
My survival check is 12.
12.
Nice.
All right. Zaunder, you're a bit lost after the initial footsteps happen, but since they happen to be walking on mostly beachy kind of area, you are able to follow the footsteps towards the cliff side, the ocean itself. There's all these rocks kind of peeking out of it, and it sort of drops off severely into the water, which makes this part of the land, as you get a little further down the beach, that's why there's no ports here, because it's very craggy and hard to get through. You pass the Osterlight, the lighthouse in the area, and you do see there is like a little winding trail that heads into kind of down the cliff, and the footsteps seem to be going in that direction.
Zaunder.
What?
I think it's down there.
Are you? Of course.
Is the sun a little hard on your eyes? Is that
No. I just wanted you to feel like you were contributing.
Zaunder, don't make me use your full name, because I will. Come on. Freaking wander down.
He feels inexplicably intimidated by that.
Nice.
You're able to sort of make your way down that little
Sneaky.
path.
One sneak.
So make your stealth checks if you want to do that.
Nice.
All right.
Pixicado sound is effective.
23.
That is 19.
19.
Nice.
Okay.
I picked the right person.
Both of you feel pretty darn stealthy. You are walking on sand, so it's hard to cover your tracks or anything like that. This is why it was so easy to follow them. But you are able to kind of move down, and you don't see or hear anything. A lot of the noise, it's very hard to hear much because there is a bit of wave activity now that you kind of moved past where the whirlpool is, and you do hear the of waves up against the wall, and it sprays your clothing a little, and that's that salty kind of smell and taste on your clothing as you peek down around it, and you do see the entrance to a cave at the bottom of this little section of the overpass.
I like pat Zaunder on the arm a little bit. I'm like, would you look at that?
A cave.
I mean, you've got your sharp elven eyes.
Exactly. Caves are my natural habitat. Just let me take point on
I
this.
don't think you should be proud that you're a cave dweller, but that's maybe just me.
What else would I be proud of?
Ah, right. Okay.
Being on the surface.
Make a perception check, Zaunder. As you
That
peek
grimace
through.
of like that.
It is quite dark. There's not seeming a lot of light sources, but your drow vision pierces through it.
Gust at the surface.
I just remember that meme. Shut up about having dark vision. Shut up about having dark vision. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
As your eyes adjust.
These rolls are just like.
I know.
You come across the sort of opening of the cave, and your eyes adjust a bit and look, and you see something that is incredibly familiar to you. It's strange, this figure that kind of in grayscale pops out of it, and you see a enormous statue of Lawful the Spider Queen standing in front of the guarded entrance of this cave. And that's where we're going to take a break. So we're going to come back in 10 minutes after this point. Classic party foul, 2 hours of who knows what the fuck.
What do we do?
Until we get some.
And then a mid-game cliffhanger, yeah.
Was this plot? I'm not even sure it was.
Who knows? I have so many things. I have so many things
plot?
to try to figure out where you guys are going. It's always fun. Anyway, we'll be back in 10 minutes.
It's always funny in Port Saint. What? Anyway.
Yeah,
I'm going to answer you guys'
We'll be
emails,
back
by
in
the
10
way.
minutes. We will see you. Please stick around for us then. If you haven't clicked the Discord, click that Discord button. Thank you again for our special guest, Matty. We'll all be back in a bit. See you in 10. Bye. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for hanging in there as the party poopers explore more about Port Zane, prompted by Scrom, the elven fisherman type that they have met, played by the awesome Matty Morgs, our guest for this week. Thanks for hanging out. I think that we're short. Are you just behind the green screen, Mandy, or I think you're around?
Oops.
Yeah, okay. I know that.
Hold on. Having issues.
Camera tricks that you have here.
Keep turning invisible.
So right before the break,
That's a thing she can do, right?
Gwen and Zaunder were successfully able to follow the trail of a couple suspect guards that they had cased out. There's the D&D Beyond extension. Some of y'all need to take your long rests. But the guards that you had been able to case out for the past week or so, Bertrand and Ernest, and you followed their trail back to this cave that has a large, familiar-looking statue of the Spider Queen Lawful at its mouth. So, Zaunder and Gwen, what do you do with this information?
Could we go?
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh, probably. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that there's only one person here who would have had a statue of Lolth before there were any other drow in the city.
Priscilla, right?
Exactly.
So should we maybe poke our heads in? I don't know if we want to go entirely in there by ourselves, but we might.
Zaunder is already just on his way walking through.
Great. All right. I thought I was gonna have to do some convincing, but we're doing what I wanted to do. So.
All right. So let me pull you to the map here. Everyone's tokens is gonna be there just for clarity's sake, but the only ones there currently are indeed Gwen and Zaunder. So here it is. Everybody see what's there? Roll 20 behaving the way it should.
Down to the south. Yep. Right hand corner.
Yep, south corner there. All right, so what's the plan here? How are you approaching? You're just walking straight forward, Zaunder?
I'm gonna try and like walk on the ceiling and be stealthy about it.
You're gonna do that right now.
This particular cave probably
Maybe
goes
not
up
right now.
about 8 feet high or so. It's going to be, fairly tight.
Okay,
and
so
even
that's
if you're-
not gonna do a lot for me then, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's not a very huge opening to this cave. The statue itself takes up almost the entirety of the front of the it's a cattail. It takes up the entirety of the front entrance of the
Nice.
cave. You probably would have to like squeeze past it if you were to.
Can I I'm loving the cat cams right now. Can I like kind of pull my arm out to Zaunder and like kind of stop it? I'm like, wait, hold on, and like look around and see if anything's like trapped or anything.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
I roll's fairly decent tonight. Investigation is a 17.
17. So you can see some tracks that are going in and out of the cave system itself, and there seems to be some kind of scrapes on the ground near the statue, which implies that the statue itself probably somehow gets moved in a way that you're currently unable to figure out.
Okay. Zaunder, do you see any like buttons or anything, or like can you maybe move this? It's gonna be loud if we try.
Mhm. He starts poking and prodding around it, and then like as poking and prodding yields nothing, he starts taking the butt of his crossbow and just like whacking it.
Shh, Zaunder!
As you whack the statue of the Spider Queen goddess, the familiar deity of your people, you suddenly see its eyes cast downward, turn up towards you, and stare. I need you and Gwen to roll initiative.
Oh,
sorry.
fuck me. Good. The goddess love herself. Amazing. Oh, well, that's a natural 20. Oh, shit. I'm supposed to roll it.
Yeah, you gotta
damn
roll
it.
it on.
Damn it. I never roll good initiatives on shit. And
Oh, right.
Oh, hold on. Let me make sure my token's selected. There we go.
Yep, same.
Okay.
Damn.
Hmm.
I rolled really well on that, too.
So
All right, let's see what I
sneaky and
get.
keeping
Great.
information from
Rolled a
everyone.
natural 1. Amazing. So good. That means I get to reroll.
You get to re-roll this sapling. Yes, that is correct. Why am I not able to?
Okay, cool. 10. Great.
Oh, it's
cool.
not
Great.
considered Ah, crap. It's not. It's not
Better than
considered a
1
thing.
or 5.
I'm going to have to give me 1 second. I have to just grab a random token and put it here for this thing because it does not consider
Your pledge
this to
token?
be Wait, why can't I add a?
I never, ever, ever roll well on initiative in fucking roll 20. It's
Nope, I've
such
never
garbage.
seen her do it. It's true.
Like,
She's never rolled well.
Add turn. There we go.
I think the
I think
highest
she
number I've
really not
ever
do
gotten
well
is a
with
12, which,
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
I
you
know
got
how to
14 once.
Fix it. Okay.
which
yeah.
means I would have rolled a 10.
10, yeah, sorry. Technical difficulty, real quick. I think I know how to fix it. I need to
Oh, it's
click
all good,
this.
man.
I need to go to this.
I'm very disappointed in you,
And
Zach.
then I know. Worst DM of all time. Now I can do this. There we go.
Bars.
Okay.
Oh, little Spoder. It's so tiny.
Booterman.
God damn it.
Oh my.
It's like the evilest laugh I've ever heard out of him. What the?
Did you
That's
roll a
a
20?
BS
Because I'll
spider.
cry.
I
Right
just
here.
gotta check. Wow.
I can't believe I
You see
wasted
the
a fucking
initiative
20
that's
roll.
the initiative that's on the list right now, currently, that is correct. This thing, it can't roll less than a 1, but it did indeed
Wow.
roll a
Nice. I love it when
natural
that
1
happens.
and has
Wow,
a minus
okay.
1 to its initiative bonus. Okay,
Nice.
so yeah, as you see this statue starting to raise its head with your crossbow, you're right up against it, butting up against this thing. What do you do, Zaunder?
Right. Gonna take out my crossbow and I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay, are you gonna move out of melee, or are you gonna stay there?
Well, I'm pretty sure I don't get advantage even inside of melee with it.
Okay.
Disadvantage?
With
No,
crossbow,
you don't.
with crossbow expert.
With crossbow expert. Okay, I just want to double check. All right, go ahead and make your attack.
You have
roll.
a hand.
And I am going to try. Oh, so disengaging is what kind of action? It's a.
It's
It's a
your
full
full action,
Yeah.
because you're not a rogue.
Okay, that's fine. Then in that case, I'm going to try a banishing arrow on it.
Amazing.
Okay.
All right.
I like the idea of just like stabbing someone with your crossbow. Like you,
Okay,
like they're so close,
that-
you just sort of jam it.
I know,
into
you just like fucking bonked it on the head, and it was like, oh hey.
All right, what's your to hit?
My to hit is a 16.
Misses. Unfortunately,
Damn.
the arrow just pings right off the statue's hard exterior and bounces off.
All right, well, I reload and go for an extra attack.
Does that use your banishing arrow when you do that, or is it after you hit that you can actually?
I think it's when I hit that I activate it, actually. Let me make sure.
I don't know how that works. You'll have to look
It
at
might be when I do the attack action. Actually, let me just check here.
Is it actually a physical arrow that you have that you choose to use, or is it just a magical sort of ability that you have?
When I fire an arrow as part of an attack action, I can apply one arcane shot option of choice.
You decide to use the option when the arrow hits.
Okay.
Unless it doesn't involve an attack roll.
Okay. Then
So-
I'm gonna.
So you didn't expend that essentially. That was
Okay.
what I was.
Okay,
trying to
I
do.
didn't expend it. All right, cool. Well, then I'm gonna go for my extra attack and let's see what happens.
Okay.
And that is gonna be a 21.
That hits.
All right.
Go ahead
And
and roll damage, and I will roll its saving throw here.
table.
It's a spoder with negative dex because it's actually a statue.
What
That's
is
it.
the
That's
what save is it, Zaunder?
The
Charisma.
AC, the
Charisma,
DC. Sorry, the DC is 13 charisma.
Charisma. Okay. It got an 8.
Yes.
So it
Okay,
suddenly
and it was 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay, and it does indeed flicker away from existence until the end of its turn.
How big is the opening in the like the thing? Because like, could that statue fit through whatever is open now since it's not in that space?
Sorry, say that again.
Okay, so the statue disappeared,
Yes.
and there is now an opening, presumably behind
Yes. Yes.
it. Could the statue fit through that, or does it entirely block it?
It looks almost exactly the size of it, so it would be very crammed, but it could fit. Yes.
Okay, I say we fucking book it in there.
Yep.
Yo, go.
Zaunder still has a move left. He's gonna go in.
Okay. Go ahead and make your movement.
Best idea we've ever had.
So it's 15, and then
Gwen's a little bit of a thrill seeker. I don't know if y'all know that.
Hope it closes behind you guys.
Oh yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I hope you guys get trapped there.
Thanks, guys.
all right.
You
That's my
saw
turn.
the direction we went. Probably. Why is my voice squeaking so high right
We'll
now?
cut back to the
What's going
other scene in just a moment. Yeah, I'm gonna let this round play out. All right, Zaunder's made his movement. Gwen, you're up.
Great. I follow him. Well, actually, wait. I was here. Let me see how many feet I have. Feats.
Just 2.
That's 20. What? You don't know. Don't assume. That's another 20, so I can catch up with Zaunder just on my normal movement.
Okay.
And what do I have anything that's
You've got the camera at Lee. It should be there that you can follow them if you need to.
Tam, fucking Tam shoe. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that I could like do on my turn that would like stall the thing. I don't think so, but I think it's fine. It's a tight fix. If it's exactly the size of the spider, you'll probably have a hard time getting through there.
Mm-hmm.
Also doesn't know where we went. Oh, do we have footprints?
Yes, this is, sooty cave
Sand?
floor. Yeah,
Okay.
sandy, sooty cave floor.
Could I like be like wiping it as I walk?
Yeah, we'll call it a survival check.
Okay. That's a natural 1, so I'm gonna re-roll that. Oh, it's not much better. 9.
Okay, you do think that you are somewhat successful in getting rid of footprints, but maybe not Zaunder's. It's a little
Sure.
bit difficult to do in the time.
That's fine.
Suddenly, the statue appears right back into existence where it was. Its limbs reeling forward, looking about in the sort of direction. It's going to make a perception check. You notice that it is starting to turn around, but does not seem to notice anything. It doesn't really get a turn here anyway. I'm just sort of doing that as a bonus look around. All right, Zaunder, what are you doing?
Also on my turn, I would have been like, Zaunder, like, going like this.
Okay.
All right. He.
Can I see anything? Or is it pitch black in here?
It is quite dark in here. Yeah, it's very
Right.
difficult for you to see.
I'm holding on to Zaunder's arm.
Yeah. He's gonna try. He looks a little like uncomfortable at her holding onto his arm, but he tries to stealthily move ahead.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and you'll take half your movement here and make a stealth check.
Yeah.
Although you do, if you're going to use your double action,
It would be a full
go
turn.
further.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. That is a 19 total.
Okay, 19 total. Yeah, you feel like you're able to sort of blend into the shadows as far as you can tell, and squeeze up against the wall. When you turn around the corner, you do hear the sound of rushing water, very heavy. And as you peer around the outside, you do indeed see that there is a lot of water splashing into a large cavern below you. You would imagine this is some sort of waterfall underground here. And then Gwen will go ahead and give you a move, and then we'll.
Yeah, I would be moving with him essentially.
Okay. So you're up against that. So he's moving at the same time, holding onto his arm.
And I'll be a sneak.
Are you? Yeah. Go ahead and make a stealth check. And are you still trying to cover your tracks?
Damn, that was good. Yeah. Does that will that take my turn?
You can't do a double move. So you don't even get.
I mean, I could if I used a key point, but I don't want to.
Okay.
So I'll just keep pace with him because I don't have enough to do. I only have 10 more feet of movement than him. I don't have 15, so that would create an issue and whatever. So no, I'm not going to continue to do that. And my stealth check was 24.
24. Okay. Yeah. Though you are relying on Zaunder for sight, you do feel that both of you are sort of pressed up against the wall. That sound is being very muffled through the waterfall that's happening around you, or in the distance that you cannot see but you can hear. So maybe that is helpful for that. The creature will start to sniff around and look and try to see if it can tell anything. Let me double check its.
I'm sorry, you said sniff around. Please tell me this thing does not have a nose.
A spider with a snout?
Okay.
That's terrifying.
Yeah,
Gotta be one of those star-nosed mole like kind of snouts.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Yep, they're cool.
You do hear the sort of rumbling of as it sort of crawls along the wall and starts to move forwards in the direction, but getting to the corner and not seeing anything, it turns around and goes and looks in the other direction here and paces back this way, looking for folks. Okay, we're gonna cut back now to actually first Neriad.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a survival check as you try to follow these guys in the city itself.
All right, survival check. 15.
15. You're able to keep pace with them mostly. You do see that after they kind of dart through some of the houses, there are a few friendly people that sort of nod at them and others that kind of dodge out of the way and avoid them as they start to make their way through Hooverville, feeling pretty confident to walk in broad daylight. And they go past Hooverville to a sort of rocky area that goes up a hill a bit of a ways. This is the area known as the Dimamond, which is where the arena main feature that you see up ahead, and they start heading in that direction. Do you keep following?
I think if they... That's a great question. I don't think I'm going to go too far. I think once I discover... Shoot. I think maybe I will stop at one of the ones that... one of the NPCs that I noticed nodding at them.
Okay.
Like they might have been friendly. And I'm just going to stop, stand next to them for a moment and go,
hey, did you know those guys?
Doesn't everybody know those guys? This is a sort of younger looking dwarven man. Although unlike other dwarves that you've seen around here, he's not particularly, like, the beard is just now coming in, and he's a very scrawny, like he hasn't eaten a ton, and clothing draped around him is much more like a logger than anything else.
Well, I am kind of new in town. I haven't sort of gotten the lay of the land yet. They seem to be pretty important around here. Just I noticed as they were walking through, everybody was paying them mind. Are they a big deal?
Make a persuasion check.
Sure. Neri's not very good at persuasion.
You got a +5 to your charisma, though.
Yeah.
So you're not bad.
So it's a 14.
14. He sort of looks you up and down for a second. He says, "You might be out of your element here, old man."
Pretty much everywhere. Would a couple gold coins help?
It wouldn't hurt.
Oh, here you go, sir. Thank you for your time. Do you know anything now?
Those two help Priscilla keep their watch on the city. If you need something to get rid of, She talks to them. And he sort of shuffles away from you and back, holding the gold coins.
I won't say anything more to the guy, and I'm just gonna let him leave, and I'm gonna turn the other way and walk back towards where the party was.
Okay.
Pretending that we never talked.
Yeah. And there's some different things happening here in terms of timing of it. So I think that particular thing happened probably 5 minutes ago. So you're getting pretty close back to the party at this point.
Okay.
All right, back to the scene with Scrum and Finn and the others. What are you all
I'm so
doing?
excited.
So Finn, I don't know else how to let you know. When she chooses the mates, they don't always get to know each other first, and so it's very important to be cool with a lot of things very quickly. And then there's to make sure that they're fertilized. There's a thing that they can do is we named it after semen up above. It's called a double rudder. Anyway, it's I hope that answers your question, Finn.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, I mean, at least I know how you get your like slime and stuff, I suppose.
How many babies do you guys have at one time?
It really depends on how many survive.
Survive what? Like a killing?
Having them is easy, but not getting eaten or destroyed or buried or eaten or even eaten, that's the real big issue.
Oh yeah.
How do you learn how to lay eggs? Because I think that might help.
Unfortunately, I cannot personally answer that, for I'm not the one that squirts the eggs out.
So you keep saying
I presume it just happens naturally.
Oh, it's an... Oh!
You just get
like
a lot
fish.
of the menu, and then you just kind of let them go.
So you're like kind of like a fish, because that's what happens with fish. I thought...
Yeah, you sneeze them out, except not from your mouth.
Does it hurt? Or is it...
I don't...
Well, he doesn't know. He's not the one who sneezes out the eggs.
I mean, for my people's portion, it doesn't hurt. It feels quite good.
Well, would you say that's the ultimate goal then, is to squirt eggs?
I believe so, yes. It is natural. It is part of life. How else would we be here if not for squirting eggs and other things?
Sorry. I know we're off topic. Back to my original question. What kind of music do you listen to?
And at this point, Finn, changing the topic, you do see over your shoulder Neriad approaching from his little case mission that happened a few minutes earlier. Neriad, you saunter back up to them.
Oh, hi, Neriad.
Hey, well, Gwen and Zaunder haven't come back yet, have they? We should probably check on them.
How long has it been? Depending on what you say, it'll make me sad for this conversation that just happened.
They've probably been gone for at least 3 or 4 minutes from this conversation.
Okay, so that's not.
I wish you had been like, it's been like 2.5 hours.
3 or 4 minutes that you would say, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's only been like.
Which way did they go?
Minute.
Which way did they go?
I don't know. I don't.
Oh, they're gone.
Paying attention.
Well, listen, I went and followed those guys who passed us, and I found out they worked for Priscilla. You might be interested in this as well. We gotta save Zaunder and Gwen. They're gonna get killed over there.
Killed? Why?
The men you followed?
Well,
what is happening?
Listen, just come with me, okay?
And I'm gonna run roughly in the direction that the 2 men came from, but I have no idea where they originally.
Okay, make a survival check, Neriad.
Are you guys gonna have to fight the statue now? Because it's super aggro.
Yeah, we get the XP.
Nature, you said, sorry?
Mm-hmm.
Survival.
Survival. Oh, sorry, I rolled nature, but
I will do it again.
Just use the same roll. You rolled a 19.
Yeah, I'll give you the 19 on the roll. We'll just add the different bonus.
Good.
So it'd be that. Yes. Oh, yeah. So you were able, again, because it's sand and it's not particularly a lot of water washing up on the shore, you can follow the footsteps pretty easily, and you can see them walking, as I described earlier. They're going sort of across the craggy parts of the overlook of the sea, where the waves do start to move in a little bit, and it's going to take you a couple minutes to get in that direction, but you can follow them pretty easily.
So I think I'm going to explain on the way that those men
Scrum come with us?
Seem to have been strong arms for perhaps the people or perhaps the person if I don't know exactly who Priscilla is, that was threatening us with the fish. So I think those guys are the fish people. No, company excluded, of course.
They didn't look like the one guy that we saw in what's her name's pub, though, did it?
No, it did not look like that particular individual. No.
Okay.
So anyway, I think they're bad news. We gotta hurry.
Right? Did Scrum came with us, or is Scrum still at the dock?
You have your adventure patron who's been happily drinking alcohol and fishing on a dock.
Great. Sounds like the perfect person to come with us.
So
you would have
if you want Scroggy to come with you, make your pitch.
Oh,
otherwise he's quite happy continuing to do what he's doing.
You would have maybe heard me say Priscilla during that, and that we're going maybe in that direction. That might entice you to come on your own, but if you need persuasion, go for it.
I know about Priscilla. I mean, like in a broad sense, but
yeah.
So Scrum, before we go, I would like you to follow. Mainly because I don't really know what the fuck's going on ever. I know we're supposed to get information from you, but I kind of zoned out during that whole thing. But I know you fought. I know you hired my sister and Zaunder maybe. So if they die, you kind of lost your sugar. So we should at least go get your sugar back if they're dead.
I have sugar. I have all the sugar I could hope to have. What you saw was 1/1000th of the sugars that I have in store.
Wow, to be rich and famous must be something.
I'm not so much famous, but that's probably for the best.
Soon to be.
Scrum, they're gonna want me to go with them because, like, they need me to save the day a lot of the time. It's no big deal. But I was hoping that maybe, I really want to hear about how you make your alcohol. I want to try to learn how to do it myself. So, would you just walk and talk with me, and maybe you can give me some of your wisdom because you seem very wise, like an elder in the Elder Bond.
I appreciate your deference to my ambiguous age. That is a good general policy to follow. I'll tell you what. I do want the information, and if you don't have it, that's fine. So much, perhaps, that I might be able to get some information myself if you are willing to throw yourselves into the mix and distract anyone who might be on the lookout for me, so that I may obtain information that I find relevant.
Oh, you'll never meet a bigger distraction than us.
Yeah, we're really, really good at distracting things. If you ever need a really big distraction, just say pumpernickel. It'll be good.
Yeah, oh, you can't say that word.
Why can't he say that word?
That's our word.
But he's coming with us.
Oh, no, I'm talking to you. Yeah, Scrum, you can say pumpernickel whenever you like.
Oh, I'm not allowed to say pumpernickel?
Well, you can pumpernickel yourself.
I did one time when I saved you. I actually...
That sounds kind of
never
lewd.
mind.
I don't know.
That's the thing. That's the thing that sounds
willing
lewd
to
this
put
entire time.
yourselves into possible danger, as well, it would be expected to happen anyway. As long as I get what I need, then I'll make sure to give you the things that you need, and that's how this works. And so, why don't you go on ahead? I believe that I need to get a couple things together. I should be able to follow your tracks quite easily in this sand. You all are very obvious, as you said.
Yeah, we're pretty loud.
Yeah, I'm really loud and tall. I don't sneak very well.
No, your footprints are very heavy in the sand.
Are you calling me fat?
I'm calling you heavy. It's not a bad thing.
Well, it's just a fact. It's not like
I appreciate good mass.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
So
you have a fantastic mass. Now go. I'll catch up with you.
So the party separates from Scrum. What would have been maybe a 2 or 3 minute delay is probably now a 5-minute delay from the conversation, which is totally fine and par for the course. So I love you guys. So what you hear back to Zaunder and Gwen is this sort of statue, which makes some sort of like machine-esque scraping noises when it moves around, not unlike the retriever that you saw earlier. But it does seem to be moving with fluidity, though it's not really like caused it to not be able to move particularly well. But the statue kind of searches back towards you a little bit and searches toward the other thing as you both kind of stealthily hug the wall and try to be as quiet as possible, and eventually does come to rest after a couple minutes, and back in its original position. You sort of hear the as it rests in front of the cave entrance. What do you do?
Yes.
So, I guess it's not really whispering because there's a fucking waterfall next to us. But
it's like a quiet place.
Oh, right.
It is like a quiet place.
Sorry, I'm not here. Be right back.
Finn? It's just
You all right?
No, yeah, I'm fine. So I can't really see anything. Is there any light coming up at all? Or am I just gonna be like hungered onto you this whole time?
Well, if it's not like I would want you to do that, so I'll just
Zaunder, don't make it fucking weird. I'm just trying
I'm not making anything weird. I'm telling you I don't want you to do that. Anyway, give me a second.
He holds his hand out and whispers and conjures up some dancing lights.
Okay. You do successfully, let me grab the token, start to light up the area, and you get a much better view, especially you, Gwen, of the waterfall. The water's moving quite rapidly. I mean, this is naturally occurring, and it's clearly heading downhill, so the water is just tumbling down all into this large sort of pit that you are currently standing at the edge of. Where am I going? Here we go. At some point I'll understand this thing. All right, so we get some light sources there, and probably like, yeah, 3 dancing lights, correct?
A cool looking.
Yep.
That's a cool
So
hole.
be able to put them there, and there.
4. There are
And
4.
There are 4.
I've seen a lot of holes. It's a pretty cool hole.
Pretty cool hole.
So
They can also vaguely make the shape of a person if that should ever come up.
They can, yes, it's true, but there's no reason right now.
All right, so you do illuminate most of this particular area, and once again, do not hear anything from the statue for now. Still a few minutes before your friends get in the area, so what would you
Well,
like
we
to
don't
do?
know they're coming.
Also, yeah,
So-
I'm just saying in terms of storytelling wise, we're
So Gwen, you know, I just while we have a moment, I want to say that you know, those times that I unexpectedly woke up next to you, it was startling, but not wholly unpleasant.
Well, Zaunder, that's nice to hear, I guess. I mean,
I'm just letting you know for the sake of your own self-esteem, you know.
Right, thanks, Zaunder. I guess you too, you know. I mean, like, if you ever need a cuddle buddy, I don't mind the warmth in bed. So, and I'm just kind of like sneaking around the corner and like, fucking, what do you mean? And like looking to see if I see any people in the. That's just what I leave him on. I don't say anything else.
your DM is speechless right now. Ooh, okay.
It's a little hot and heavy for you, Zach. What's
I just thought we just made dick jokes all the time, and y'all are getting all real. Awesome. So it is a little difficult to get around this, Gwen. This pathway around this particular pit is slippery. There's a lot of water splashing on it. It's loose because it's mostly, you know, trodden beach sand all around the edges here. It's going to be difficult to move around. So let's make another survival check.
Okay.
He was going to be with disadvantage if he didn't have sight, but now it's just a straight roll.
Okay. Sorry, I just read chat.
Oh, good lord.
It's so funny. Murder Squid is just so on the money. Okay. Not with disadvantage, you said, right?
Not with disadvantage, no.
I think that's a 13. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, there's no one in here, right?
You don't see any humanoids or anything like that, and it's hard to hear anything because of the rushing water that's happening around you. So you make a few steps forward, leading Zaunder, having his reaction to what you have now told him. And you get past the first little edge, and you your foot slips a little, and you kind of pick yourself back up, and you get to the next little area, and part of the ground itself begins to cave beneath you, and so you have to grab up the walls and hold onto it very tightly as there's this big splop of muddy rocks and earth that kind of tumble into the darkness, but you do manage to hold on to it for the moment. Zaunder, what do you do?
I call out to Zaunder. Zaunder, you might you might want to use your boots here because it's a little slick.
Ah, that's a good idea.
Were you just like standing there stunned in silence?
Yes.
So good.
So yeah, he starts walking around with the spider climb boots, like maybe sticking on the walls rather than like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still gonna have you make a survival check, but I'm gonna give you advantage on it because of the spider climb boots, because even the walls themselves are wet with the splash of the waterfall.
Okay, well that's not good, and that's much better, but it's only a 12.
12. Okay. Similarly, you start to make your way, not this time on the actual slippery earth, but up on the wall around it, and you kind of get to where Gwen is. And as you reach your hand out to sort of like maybe help Gwen a little bit, if that's what you want to do, Gwen, I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Shit. Okay. Is this the die I want to roll? Yep. 8 super was. That's a 19. Plus, I think 1, which is my strength saving throw. Yeah, dirty 20.
Okay. Zaunder, as you're sort of reaching over to help Gwen for a second, you, with your dark vision down into the pit, can see pretty far, and there is this large tentacle-like creature that reaches up forward and lashes to grab at Gwen's ankle.
Why do these fucking, like, tentacle bitches always try and drag us into holes?
It reaches up and tries to grab, but the wetness of it's and unable to get suction on of Gwen's actual boot, and it slips off for a second as both of you kind of look in stunned silence at this big squid-like tentacle reaching forward to grab you. What do you do?
I think we should pick up the pace.
Yep, I totally agree.
All right, both of you make one more survival check for me to see if you can get past this.
A trap.
Do I still get advantage?
Oh,
no, never mind, that's a different
Fingers
thing.
crossed.
By the look of
yes, you
Faye's
still have
face.
advantage from what you're doing, yeah.
Okay.
I rolled the worst thing I could roll.
Oh, no.
Which is a 2. That's what I rolled too.
All right.
So that's
Natural
here.
20.
That's a 5 total for me, just as a heads up.
Okay, all right. Zaunder, you got a nat 20 on it?
I did.
What's the total for your survival?
So that's a 21.
21. Okay. So you see as you try to move past and you pull Gwen for a second, she tries to step down again, and it slips right through and she starts to fall very quickly. Using your spider boots, you take a few steps downward and grab her wrist, and she's dangling there. Can you make a strength saving throw for me, Zaunder?
I sure can.
Gonna die.
Fine, it's fine. I'm a fighter. I'm efficient.
Oh, nice.
That is a 16.
16. You do manage to hold her still, but you can't really make a lot of progress here. As you're holding her and she's dangling, and the tentacle wraps up once more. Now you can actually see the creature emerging from the darkness. It has a bit of an amorphous form, almost just like one enormous tentacle reaching forward. And this time, Gwen, can you make one more strength saving throw for me?
Yeah. Oh god, I'm so nervous. Oh god. Okay. That's okay. 14.
14 is the DC. The tentacle wraps around your ankle, and you feel it starting to tug, and Zaunder pulling at you the other way, and you reach for trying to find the crags or something to hold on to, and finally there's a rock that's not loose, and you hold on tight as the tentacle slips and finally lets go of your ankle. The two of you are able to shove yourselves over to the edge and seem to be, from what you can tell, out of the what's the word I'm looking for?
The creature's grasp.
Out of
reach?
the creature's grasp, at least for now.
Cool,
All right.
cool.
In the course of this time, all of you have been able to follow the steps down to the beach, and once again, much like Gwen and Zaunder before, you see the cave opening before you, the waves kind of lightly crashing against it, spraying water, that salty taste in the air and in your mouths. And in front of you is an immobile, large statue of the Spider Queen, Lawful. What would you like to do?
They definitely didn't just go in, did they?
Oh, you know they did, Neriad. What else would they do? It's Gwendolyn and Zaunder. They're not very smart.
It even closed behind them. Gee, oh, jeez.
So how do we? Should I just do we ask nicely? How do you think they got in? I'm gonna try asking.
Probably, Zaunder probably did like some drow related ritual or something.
Yeah, maybe he like prayed to her or something. I would feel weird
before he would have control over the spider thing.
Like what the princess has been doing, that sort of ritual.
Maybe you can try it.
I'll start doing star jumps.
Well, why don't
that's definitely what we did to get in.
I'm gonna walk up and just let's just see if we ask nicely what happens.
All right.
So I'm gonna walk up to the statue.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, big statue. I think you're supposed to be some sort of goddess or something. I don't actually know. I don't pray to you, but I was hoping that maybe you would let us into the cave because we're looking for some information and yeah, we're looking for
what
information.
language are you speaking this in?
Elvish.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Nat 20. Yes. Okay, so that is a total of 21.
I'm
Spider turns
gonna
around.
help
Of
her
course
at
you
the
can.
same time.
Welcome.
Zach, I'll help her do this. I'm gonna say one word in Elvish as well. I'm gonna say occupy.
At this term in Elvish, so I think what happens story-wise here is that Meena makes this nice little conversation to the statue, and please will you open? And you just sort of hear Neriad in the corner of her ear mutter this word occupy in Elvish behind. But Meena, your pleading was completely worked. This is exactly how it happened, and the statue, it doesn't really animate. It just sort of swivels out of the way. And it moves to the side, making a path.
Wow, good job.
It wasn't star jumps, it was press ups.
You guys, that's all that you need to do. You just have to be nice and ask nicely, and you'll get what you want.
Oh, yeah, that works sometimes. Matthias, you're really ripped. Good, you got quite the muscles on you.
Calf muscles.
How much do you bench?
Oh, at least an acorn.
Oh, that's pretty good. Considering the weight ratio. All right, let's jog on then.
Should we wait for Scrum?
Oh, the follow. Is it going to close? Did it say it was going to close?
It didn't talk to me. It just opened.
Can we see him
after
coming?
I asked nicely.
Make a perception check, Matthias.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a roll. A 10, so that's 15.
You don't really see anything, no.
He's over here like, I just want to roll
work.
today. I just, please, just let me, just one time, please.
Yeah, Matthias, I think you should go first. You're the sneakiest here.
Yeah, Matthias, go. It looks pretty small too, so maybe you have a better fit.
Why do we need to be sneaky? We asked to go in nicely.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a loth statue.
Right, last time we did see one, we did fight a lot of drow.
Let's
go. Hurry, Matthias, go!
Back in position.
I'm gonna push Matthias. Go!
Get hell. Yeah. So you all do sort of scramble by in the like 5 or 10 seconds or so it takes the statue to return to its original position, and you have made your way into the cave itself. If you want to move your tokens down the pathway a little bit more. All right.
Is Matthias only going, or are we all going?
Is it weird that I feel like Scrum's gonna turn on us?
Matthias and
I don't like that smirk, Matty.
Zaunder and Gwen, what are you guys up to? Are you resting at the edge? Or are you trying to get past? What's the plan here? Things are basically happening in real time now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're like here now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Out of sight. Take a breather. Holy shit! Almost died. Right. So, do we hear anything up here? Do you see anything? I don't know if we want to keep moving the lights forward in case there are people down here.
I was going to say the lights are kind of reach the the radius behind you unless Zaunder wants to move them forward. You just see darkness. Zaunder, you see that this particular pathway does kind of lead off into the in the distance.
Can I just like creep forward and take a peek into the darkness before I opt to move the lights?
Sure, make a perception check.
Okay.
I cast magic missile.
Cast magic missile at the darkness.
All right. That is a 14.
14. As you peek around the corner, it looks fairly like a cave system. There's stalagmites and stalactites around. The soil gets a little more firm because it's not being wetted by this particular river. It's still quite difficult to hear anything because you do hear the waterfall behind you echoing around the chamber. But you do see there is a statue up ahead. And it's sort of just a big clunky looking polygonal iron statue just sort of sitting. And you can see...
Does it seem like it also moves? I don't see it.
Immediate thought, that definitely moves. There's no way.
Yeah.
There is some, you do see that the waterfall that you've gone past, you can hear or see a little bit of some trailings of water in the distance, so there seems to be some sort of connection in that regard. Neriad, Meena, Matthias, Finn, what are you guys doing?
I'm going to move to the side so that Matthias can go first.
Yeah.
Same.
I'm sticking to the back, and I'm going as
Nice,
slow as
champion.
possible because
Okay.
I'm not sneaky.
Can we see lights up ahead?
Yeah.
You can see some, Matthias, go ahead and, well, I think it's pretty obvious. As you sort of push through and get to the corner of the map here, you do see the remnants of some familiar drow-esque lights you've seen Zaunder use before.
Can I see
whatever flavor you have for your lights?
Like
that drow would
glowing
have.
skulls or something.
Yeah.
Can I now see Gwendolyn across the...
I'll get to that in just a second. Meena and Finn, are you guys following?
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm so not sneaky, I'm gonna try and stay 10 feet behind the person who's in front of me, if possible.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and put your tokens where they want to go.
So I'll start there.
So I think Matthias, right at the moment that you kind of have to get closer to the edge of this, and you see once again this large waterfall that's now dominating the noise around you, and you do see the light cascading around the silhouette of Gwen, probably 50 feet or so ahead of you across this large cavern. But as you get up to the edge of it, I need you to make a strength saving throw, Matthias.
Strength saving throw.
Oh no, our little mousy boy's going in a hole.
10.
10. Matthias, as you sort of like have this very friendly impulse to wave out to Gwen and like cry out to her, although the loud noises of the water would make it basically impossible.
He's screaming and he's like, hi, and she has no idea, and then he just goes
yeah, there is this like your vision is broken apart by a long sort of spiny black tentacle that sort of goes right in front of your face, reaches out and grabs you and yanks you in the distance toward the big hole underground.
Oh, bye everyone. Tentacle.
All right,
Just gonna yell
Neriad,
backwards.
you are the one that's easiest to see that. What do you do?
I guess I'm gonna try and I mean, Neriad would probably do something stupid like grab onto Matthias and be pulled
Okay.
along with him if you want the honest answer.
Yeah, that's great. Go ahead and make.
in character choices are the best character choices.
You know, I'm gonna have you make an attack roll. Funny enough, I'm gonna have you like sort of try to reach out and grapple Matthias as he's.
Unarmed strike work for you?
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
All right.
You know, if you die while Maddie's here, Maddie's legally obligated to take your spot.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a 14.
Yeah, you reach out and try to grab Matthias, but as the water has sort of trickled across his armor, it's a little bit wet in your hands. Reach and sort of see him getting pulled, and they sort of slip right away. And now Matthias is sort of flailing in the air with this large tentacle pulling him a little bit lower over the course of the next few seconds. What, Finn and Meena, you probably don't see this, but I don't know if it's hard to
maybe
hear.
me
It's
yell
really hard to hear
tentacle
because of the
over the
waterfall and everything like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Did you? I hear like. It's probably nothing. It's fine.
It's me. I'm yelling tentacle.
Do you think maybe Finn, could you maybe light a light? I don't see very well in the dark.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And I'll cast light on my breastplate.
Okay.
If possible.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very... Wow. Okay.
So you do
Why'd
have...
you say it like that?
You look like a shining beacon of saloon right now, Finn. It's a good look for you.
Oh, thanks. I'm trying to get back into more saloon stuff.
As you sort of like see this focus from him and the light sort of irradiating out from him in the sort of silhouetted shadow distance, you see Neriad sort of run up with his arms flailing a bit, screaming out some word that seems too muffled by the waterfall noises.
Do you see that?
This is amazing.
Finn, we should probably go help.
So it's very obviously a tentacle grappling the two of them, or at least one of them.
Well, you when you get over to the side, you can see that
Okay.
Matthias
Tentacle
is sort of being
Finnegan.
whipped around in the air. The tentacle sort of takes him and smacks him up against the side of the wall, which we'll roll for in just a second. Matthias,
Okay.
But
Meanwhile, me and Zaunder are just chilling on the other side, like, why do we keep running into these weird moving statues? This light keeps happening everywhere.
So I have a very important question. Can I see the silhouette of Gwen?
I think that this is very distracting right now, so you can make a perception check, but it's going to be pretty high DC.
Okay.
There might be a rocker crapping in the way as well.
Yeah, let me see. Well, it depends on how far away she is, anyways. No, I don't see her. In that case, I'm going to I'm going to pull out my boomerang.
Okay.
And go, this time for sure. And I'm going to throw it at this tentacle, try and sort of let it get a little like, ow, that hurt, and then drop Matthias, perhaps.
Okay. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
Great.
Matthias, you suffer not too much, 3 points of bludgeoning damage as the tentacle sort of takes you and like whams you against the side of the cavern that you're now being dragged a little bit further down into. It's almost like it's starting to crack you like a nut, just like wham, wham.
13 to hit.
13 hits.
Hey, I hit something. Oh no, that means it does not return to me. Holy shit. 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
5 points of bludgeoning damage as you see Matthias, as you're sort of dazed and feel that like woozy feeling from being cracked against the side of a wall. A boomerang sort of shoots forth from the darkness and smacks into it, and then chunk, and it falls down the hole after it hits the creature.
Oh wait.
my mage hand goes to get it.
Oh, get it?
Okay. Priorities there. Go ahead and make, let's just call that an Arcana check, just to see how well your mage hand's able to find it.
10.
I need some more music for this.
I am radiating bright light in 30 feet.
Okay, yeah, that's certainly helpful. I think it's your mage hand does sort of swoop downward and it's fishing around looking for something for sure. Where's the? Let's do this one. Okay.
I don't know if you'll be able to move that icon. You should.
Okay, Meena, you are the next one to act.
Mina's gonna follow Finn.
Okay, and you do see Finn whipping out a boomerang and chucking it towards a black tentacle in the distance.
Oh, okay. And seeing the boomerang hit. Matthias wasn't dropped, right?
Not yet, no.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Not yet.
She's gonna cast Thorn Whip.
Okay.
And try to whip it real good.
You trying to hit Matthias, or you trying to hit?
No, I'm trying to hit the tentacle. Actually.
Am I grappled?
You are considered restrained, yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to hit Matthias.
Okay. You're
Sorry, bro.
Matthias with your Thorn Whip.
Well,
Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Yeah.
Yoink him out of that tentacle's arms.
Tentacle v tentacle.
I know, just so many tentacles around Matthias. What kind of weird fucking hentai bullshit is this?
Oh, don't mention that around him. He's small.
He is small.
Underage mouse.
12?
Oh no, it is hentai.
Does a 12
Oh
hit?
no.
12 hits, yes.
Sweet. Okay.
Oh, well, sorry, you're hitting Matthias? I don't know if 12 hits Matthias. I guess not.
No.
Well, is that with advantage? Or whatever, because he's grappled?
He is so hard to see flailing back and forth right now. I think that it doesn't work.
Do
quite like
I
that.
miss Matthias yet hit the tentacle?
I don't know. That's how that works.
Don't think that's no way. Yep, that does not tend to work.
It was a good try.
Yes. So unfortunately, the thorn whip falls a little bit short. However, you do see from the darkness a dagger fling forth towards the tentacle itself. What is the result of that roll, Matty?
That's it was a 20 to hit.
20 to hit. That hits.
Secret goings on.
7 piercing damage.
7 piercing damage is exactly what you needed. Yep, that's exactly it. And the tentacle suddenly severs off in half. Matthias, you sort of start to free fall down this cavern, away from everyone else. What do you do?
I'll try and grab onto something if I can.
Okay, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, 26.
26, and so you're slipping down, this thing having cracked against the edge, and suddenly your little mouse hand reaches and grabs a jutting out sort of stalactite, and you hold on to it very firmly, poking out of the side of this cavern, and your mage hand kind of floats up with a boomerang in its hand, and if it could make a face at you, it just sort of like makes a little panicky sort of feeling, and looks at you and tries to,
Zach loves us.
Can I
look at him, who's a good boy?
Can I run over and like slide and like reach over the edge of this pit, holding out a hand to try and grab it?
I'll call that an acrobatics check then.
All right.
I got your boomerang.
Oh, boomer! Okay. 13?
13 on that side of it is probably okay. That's what that's what Gwen and Zaunder were basically rolling. So you slide into it, you reach down for Matthias, and you manage to grab a hand and start to pull him up, but the ground beneath you is starting to slip itself, and you're starting to find yourself like pulling him up, and that's making it worse. You're starting to slide a little.
Matthias, climb on me, please.
I'll try and climb on if I can, yeah.
Yep. Make an acrobatics check yourself. Neriad and Meena, you do anything?
Acrobatics, I'll do that.
I'm going to ready the gust cantrip.
I shouldn't have gobbed off. I said I'll do that all day, and then I rolled a 3. 11. 11.
11. Okay, you're able to like kind of really cling on. You're not letting go of Finn, but it's sort of making it worse as the two of you start to slip even further.
Don't worry, buddy. I'm not letting you go.
Let me go, you.
I'm not letting you go. I just said I'm not letting you go.
I just called you my queen.
Mina's gonna run forward and grab onto Finn's leg or whatever I can grab and just yank him.
We're all just gonna slide down into this hole on this mud, and Zaunder and Gwen are never gonna know.
Nope.
We're gonna be like, I wonder if they know where we went. Oh well, let's keep going.
Survival check from you, Meena.
Oh, tentacles got me. It's coming.
26.
26. With your time in bogs, you are very used to loose soil and dealing with this kind of slippage. And so you find a couple rocks that look like they're not going to cave through. You pin yourself against them, reach out, and snag onto Finn and Matthias, and the three of you together, you're able to hoist them back up to the edge of this particular cavern. The water's still pounding around you.
Oh, that was so much fun. We've got to do that again.
Yeah, Matthias.
Be careful going around. Don't fall into the pit.
Well, I do have a story now of almost falling into a pit, so I guess it was sort of fun.
So you probably have about 2 or 3 rounds worth of stuff that you can do, Gwen and Zaunder, ahead, having like no idea this is happening around you.
Could I have my boomerang back, please?
I did see Gwendolyn.
It's just the statue above, like in front of us or whatever, and that's
what
that's
Zaunder
it.
sees, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because I don't see shit. But are there like, I'll ask Zaunder, are there any other open caverns or pathways, or is it just the weird fucking statue that you said?
Well, I think I do. So, Zach, I think I do see another like passageway this way, not past that statue.
Correct.
That one doesn't look blocked, but if we could sneak.
Okay, well maybe bring your light into here so I can see a little bit, and then we can go from there. It's just like, I don't know, dismissing the conjurum over here or something.
He just kind of hopes that the light doesn't activate the statue as he brings it over.
Okay. You float the light in front of you, and the statue does not move.
Great.
All right.
Does it, now that I can see, does it look like there's any path around the thing that makes it move or anything?
It seems as if there's some like outcroppings around the area. Yes, it sort of darts off in multiple directions.
Wait, what? Sorry, say that again.
There are some sort of, you're looking down a hallway, and you can tell that there are shadows going off up to the right, and there's one over a little bit to the left.
So down that one cavern, there's a bunch of different little things. I meant like the statue specifically. Does it look like it slides?
Oh, I'm sorry. Does it look like it slides? I think from here it would be very difficult to tell.
I can move over. I'm just like very cautious, kind of looking for traps, sort of a thing.
You keep sneaking along, and you make your way up to near the statue, and it does appear that the statue is in front of a bridge, and there are some familiar scrape marks around the statue as well.
Okay. Psst, Zaunder. I think the statue moves too. So maybe we go down the other tunnel instead of going after the statue? Or we could try again. One in doubt.
On the other hand, it might be guarding something.
That's true. I could go up and punch it maybe and see if I can teleport it into an abyss.
How sturdy does this bridge look?
It is a rickety old bridge. That's basically what you get from it.
Okay. I have an idea, but I don't know if it's a good idea.
What's your idea?
So that statue that we fought before, right?
Gwen's super game for dumb shit. What do you mean?
I just want to ask you, Zach. So that statue that we fought before, right? It was it activated when I was poking at it, right?
It did, yes.
Okay. But it seems to be visually looking for us, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna combine my dancing lights into the middle of the bridge and make it look like a humanoid form.
Okay.
And then from darkness, I'm gonna try and just like chuck a rock or something at this statue.
Okay. So you form some humanoid form on. You're trying to go past it on the bridge, or are you trying to put it in front of it?
I'm trying to put the humanoid form in the middle of the bridge.
In the middle of the bridge itself. Okay.
Yep.
And you then chuck a rock at the statue. Make
at
an
the
attack
statue,
roll.
but I want to stay hidden while I do this. I want to stay in the darkness.
Make an attack roll with disadvantage.
Okay. Wait, why at disadvantage?
Because you're
because
you're trying to be stealthy when you chuck a rock. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That is, let's see. So my bear attack roll, that would just be what? Dex plus proficiency?
Yes.
Okay. Then that is going to be a 12.
12. The rock kind of like rolls up to the I think
it rolls along the ground and like clinks at its shoe.
I was just thinking story-wise, Zaunder, you're very good at like shooting arrows. No one would ever like discount your ability with bows. But Gwen, you do see that when Zaunder tries to throw the rock, there is this, someone who's never thrown a baseball before. It's kind of got that's what he does, and it's just sort of like clop, clop, clop at the foot of the statue, and the statue does not move.
Let me see that, and I grab a rock off the ground.
Okay.
Can I'm assuming I can see the silhouette because like the light's kind of, refracting back at it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I tried to do the exact same thing that Zaunder just did.
So attack with disadvantage if you're trying to stay stealthy while you do it.
And it's just what? It's just you said Dex plus proficiency.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, my second roll was so good. That is plus 7, so 15 to hit.
You look way more proficient in the way that you throw this rock, but unfortunately it sails right by the head of the statue. Floats away. In the meanwhile, you, all of you at the sort of edge of this giant pit, all the lights other than Finn's radiant armor suddenly like move away in the other direction as darkness falls in the area that's not immediately around
Matthias is looking down the hole looking for the tentacle again.
So, did anyone else see it? Who cut the tentacle? Wasn't me.
Oh, it wasn't me. I missed.
I thought it was your boomerang.
Oh, it's sharp, but not really sharp enough to cut anything.
Maybe it was just a falling rock shard. Not really very familiar with caves. I know a lot about bogs. Do rocks like fall? They do, don't they?
I'm sure they do. Everything falls when.
That must be what it was. Let's just keep going.
All right.
The rest of the lights disappeared. I don't.
Oh yeah, probably unrelated. Probably just like cave lights or something. No, I might be wrong.
Yeah, cave lights make sense.
I don't really know caves all that much.
Me neither.
Maybe like some
try and get
spores.
across
Or...
this, guys. Okay, well, watch my back.
I'm gonna try and go across this.
Okay.
All right, survival check.
All right, here we go.
You could have advantage if you're being particularly careful.
Yeah, I can't see though very well.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
I can only see
you're
from
thin.
behind me, so it's
just
kind
a
of.
Oh
straight-
no,
just a
we've
straight
got
roll.
light.
We do
Finn's
have
got
light.
light.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, but
I'm a
it's-
big old light boy.
It's
I'll-
only
that's okay. I'll
20
just-
feet around you, and it does extend further unless Finn's right
19.
on your heels. 19, yeah, you do taking your time through this and finding the right rocks, especially maybe with Meena's help, knowing how things slip through. All of you, I will
Now,
say,
don't
are
push
able
me.
to
Yeah,
slowly make your way around the giant pit.
So I'll try and use acrobatics to go around it. It's like tightrope walking and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can I? Is it possible for me to like crawl?
Absolutely, yeah. You are
I would like
just
to crawl.
disgustingly
That
muddy
seems
as
like a
you go
terrible
across.
idea because now you have 4 limbs that are stuck in the mud instead of 2.
Yeah, but heights.
Mina's gonna see him like start trying to crawl, and then she's just gonna be like, "No!" and she's gonna pick him up,
No, I'm used to the
carry
mud.
him
I'm used to the mud.
as
She
she walks
takes off
across
this
this
armor
thing
and is just like, "Let me
very
take it."
carefully.
I thought you were looking for gold, Finn.
Would I be looking for gold in a cave? Actually, I don't really know much about caves. Are caves usually littered with gold?
Yes, definitely.
Also, this is pretty nice. I know why now why you ride Meena so much. This is freeing. I feel like I'm in a robots don't exist, but I feel like I'm gonna call like Pacific Rim or something.
Hey, Finn, could you stop flailing around so much? I'm trying to get us across this very carefully, and the more you move, the harder it is for me.
Onward. Do I need to swing my arms too, or is it like a? Does it help?
No. No, it doesn't.
Happening. You do see that as Finn goes by and the light does move 20 feet downward into the pit, the sort of severed tentacle sort of like in its last little flops, some black ooze dripping out of it. The pit itself seems to have goes down about 20 feet where the tentacle was growing.
Do we see a dagger anywhere, by chance?
That would be really hard to. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Zach,
No, not
Can
down the
I-
hole. Did it? I mean, I didn't know if it went down the hole or not.
It probably did, but you were so distracted. It's I'm
so
not gonna do
Zach,
that one.
I have a very important question to ask you.
Yes. Yes, I'm listening.
So, can I cancel my light on my armor?
Okay.
And in place of it, can Finn gather a lot of spit in their mouth, touch the spit? It's technically an object, no larger than 10 feet, and then spit down into the pit.
Why not? That's
Okay.
ridiculously creative and bizarre. Sure, yeah.
I'll honk a light loogie.
Where'd the light go?
Hold on.
Ew.
Hold on.
And I'll spit
It
a light
starts to flail
loogie.
away, and suddenly, like all of the globules and mucus. You know, you had Zgrom earlier just using his like sack to make this ooze. This might be even grosser than that. As like this loogie falls down the pit itself and starts to irradiate with light. The creature is sort of growing from the ground down there, black oozing. It sort of splatters downward, and the light kind of makes a bit of a pool. And there is the water coming down, and there is something shiny down there that's glistening as you look down the pit.
Told you it was treasure.
Oh, well, it's a monster down there.
I'm gonna cast light on my armor again.
So we should probably keep going. It looks like it's like pretty pissed off that a cave rock sort of split its tentacle off. Keep moving.
And I'm swinging my arms still.
Doesn't light last for like 10 minutes?
Yeah, but I wanted to cast on myself, so I would have
I think
canceled
you
it.
can only
canceled
have
it
one,
and turned on
yeah.
the next one. Okay.
Reloading
so
after firing 1 round.
you all do successfully make it across the pit, and as Zaunder and Gwen are sort of debating what's going on with this object, and the rocks are being chucked, and no one can seem to hit this thing.
To be fair, you only give us the 1 try.
Yeah, but I'm
It's
just
true.
gonna play it out like as law of averages here.
Eek.
And it's
Oh look, fancy
Zaunder
seeing you
trying
here.
to prove himself at that, and Matthias does immediately appear behind you, Zaunder.
No, stay back. Just a second. I just want to do this.
All right, Zaunder.
Wait, when did you get here?
You have to just look and you just throw where you're looking and your arms.
Okay, that's what I've been doing.
You gotta have firm though. It can't be.
No, you've got to do press ups.
Shh.
Show him how ripped you are, Matthias.
Everybody, just get back. You're gonna alert it. Just be quiet.
What are we going to alert?
Shh, there's a statue. Shh.
All right.
Oh, why don't you just ask nicely if you can go?
All right, he picks up the rock. Okay, firm.
Make an attack roll.
Okay. Quick question. I may have done this wrong before. Does a thrown rock count as a ranged weapon?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, all right. So I actually should have gotten +2 on that. So it should be total
So much
+9.
better.
All right, is it still with disadvantage?
If you're trying to be stealthy when you do it, it is. If you don't
I don't want it to see me. I want it to see the
yeah, that's disadvantage because you're
Okay.
literally sort of like ducking out, just like chucking and ducking back in.
It's like, it's so good. This is very entertaining.
Okay, so that's probably not going to be the one, but that's a 26. So
They throwing rocks at?
I don't know. We've got to be quiet.
Yeah, they said we have to be
that one
quiet.
is a 17.
17. So this time the rock
Yeah,
is sort of
17
like
this time.
right across the face of the statue. Dunk. The statue suddenly it raises its arms up, a large axe that was stationary in front of it pulling up forward, and it takes the axe and just immediately chops down very heavily, boom, on the ground, and then picks the axe back up and resumes its original position.
Interesting.
It doesn't look around or anything.
It does not.
Oh, okay. Well then, fuck it.
So I give Zaunder a high five.
High five. Yeah, he brings the lights back so he can look at everyone.
Hi, everyone. How you doing? Did you guys get attacked by that spider statue thing too?
No.
Oh no,
What do you
we
mean
just
two?
asked nicely if we could come in, and it
What
opened
did
up.
you hear? That's weird that you just talked to a okay. That was your first instinct? To
Well,
talk?
yeah, because it's a visage of a goddess. You don't you
Interesting.
talk to your goddesses?
I mean, no, I don't
statues?
have a goddess, but also, I mean, Zonder's first instinct was to hit it with a crossbow, so.
Oh. Doesn't he worship her?
Is that drow tradition?
It was just well, you know, everybody said she didn't like me anyway.
Oh.
Oh, well, if she doesn't like you, I'm sure that Finn would be more than happy to initiate you into the Church of Saloon.
Can we talk about that later? Listen,
I'm trying to convert people.
I don't know if you
It
saw me.
seems
I'm
like-
really tall. Hi. Would you like to know about my saloon? I could teach
Hello.
you.
Drow person has something to say. Hi.
Oh.
So it seems like these statues that are guarding the bridge are activated by touch. So I have an idea. All right, so Zach,
No one kissed the statues.
how tall?
God, no promises.
What? How tall is this cavern? How much height is there? How high up is the?
In the area that you're in right now, it's even, you know, Meena has to kind of duck every now and then because a stalactite might be like poking at her head, so it's only 8 or 9 feet above you. Pretty slim pickings.
But what about like where the bridge is?
What about
where
where the
bridge
bridge
opens
is?
up? It seems to get a little taller. You would imagine this goes up to 13 or
Right.
14 feet around that
All right.
particular area above it. Yeah.
So, all right. So I'm going to do something. How many of you are good at like shimmying across a rope?
Shimmying is technically like a dance. So Gwen, it's Gwen.
Okay. Just give us a moment then. He takes out a couple of pitons from his kit. His rope.
I too have those.
He spider climbs up to the highest point of the roof over the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Hammers a piton into the wall, ties one end of the rope, goes around to the other end of the bridge, hammers another piton, ties one end of the rope.
I think we'll call that sleight of hand.
How good? Yeah, I'm like, how good are those knots,
Yep.
buddy?
Yep. All right.
Not.
Sleight of hand.
No.
Can you also make a perception check for me when you're up on the ceiling, Zaunder?
Okay, so I'll roll sleight of hand first. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, that's a 12. I don't know if you want to trust that.
Oh,
It's up to you.
I don't know.
We wouldn't
And
know.
then Perception is a 19.
I mean, I might like eye it and be like, oh no, as I'm climbing it, but you know.
Can you make that with disadvantage, the perception check, Zaunder?
Why do you hate us so? Why do you want us to not?
I rolled the same number twice in a row. I swear to God, it's another 19.
Okay, good to know. Remind me what the sleight of hand check was.
The rope tied.
12 was the total that's there. Okay, yeah, you feel pretty good about it. Seems like you got the rope done, and you are indeed able to secure that particular
Matty.
You are able to secure the particular pistons there. While you're up tying these things together, with your disadvantage even at 19, you do see kind of lurking in the back the familiar bluish figure up against the wall using his tentacles to kind of
Does my passive catch that fucking nat one?
We've been sort of chatting about it. It's not been a nat one the whole time.
Okay.
But yeah,
my passive is still
he
16.
also has advantage on these. So anyway, you do sort of like suddenly you finish tying the last little piston, and then as you start to move back down, there is off in the corner above here is the familiar face of Scrom on the ceiling.
On the ceiling.
Are you doing that?
I just saw Matty's
Are you actually putting your like doing like the shush motion?
The shush motion.
One whole shoosh.
Right.
And then I was flailing around. And it was good fun.
Zaunder kind of gives him a look, but lets it go for now. For now. All right. He walks back over. Do you need any help reaching the rope?
I don't know. Do I? How tall? How high off the ground is it?
Man, this is fun to think about. Okay, so I would say that
as a side note, my passive's also 16, so you know.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure that you're. I mean, if you want to make an excuse that you were definitely looking at the ceiling, then you can tell.
I wasn't looking at the ceiling, but I have been looking around for people, so I didn't know if that like.
We'll keep it as it is for now. So
I'm fine with him being secret.
Yeah, as you sort of put the pistons in the wall to get above these 6-foot statues.
Not pistons.
What are they called? Pitons?
Pitons.
Yeah, sorry, not pistons. Pitons. The pitons into the wall to get the sort of rope to be above them. It has to get pretty darn high. I mean, it would have to be like at the 11-foot mark or something, so that a body that's shimmering across isn't gonna touch these tall statues. So that's basically what you've given yourself, a sort of tightrope at 11 feet in the ceiling there.
Okay, so I'm just under 4 feet tall. I think my jump height is actually pretty high. Let me do some math here real quick based off of my feet that I have.
Okay.
Because it's your jump height is like, I think just your bonus to your strength plus 3 feet or something like that.
Jump height 5th edition.
I think that's what it is.
You make a high jump, you leap into the air a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. When you make a standing jump, you can only jump half that distance.
Okay.
So a running leap would give you
I ended up not taking that big jumpy thing.
Damn.
Because I was going to, but I
Would a running leap work for you then? Would you be able to reach it?
Running leap, I can jump like
okay,
an additional 4 feet in the air, which would only bring me up to 8. So no.
Okay, all right.
How tall are these statues, Zach?
Zaunder's going to kind of kneel down and incline his back and be like, okay.
This is my favorite thing. This is the worst idea. All right. I mean,
step on me.
It's not the first time I've done this before. Not with you, obviously, but you know. I worked in a circus. What do you mean? And I get up on his back.
So are you okay? So that's the different though. You have to make a running leap off his back in order to get the full bonus. If you do a standing leap, you can only jump half as high off of his back directly.
Right.
Oh, I was thinking she would just straight up stand on his shoulders. He would stand up, and then she could do the standing jump off of him.
That's what I was thinking. Also,
oh my God. Okay.
Which is, let's see. We would be like 9 feet in the air. That's 2 feet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
You have a 7.5-foot fur bulg with you.
No.
Idiot.
This is the only way. This impractical bullshit is the only way this works.
This is
Okay.
So much better.
3 hours
there.
later.
All right, Gwen, I'm gonna have you make an acrobatics, and Zaunder, I'm
Amazing.
gonna have you make an athletics.
It's the
Amazing.
only way this plays. All right.
Oh, that's so good too. 22.
Oh
Okay.
god. Athletics. Oh no.
You can do it, buddy. Tiny baby cloud, I believe in you.
18.
Okay. As
Why do
The
we get away with
audible
our
relief.
yeah,
Why do we get away with
relief.
the stupidest bullshit?
I think as Meena sort of stands up and starts to sort of reach forward, suddenly you see this ridiculous circus act as Gwen gets up on Zaunder's shoulders, sort of tucks down, makes a leap off of his shoulders, barely reaches up to the rope, and it just out of her fingertips, and then like the last second grabs it, and it catches, and she holds her there, and she sort of floats, and now you're sort of like. Your feet are her knees are sort of level with Meena's head.
All right, I'm gonna do that whole sweet ab crunch and like bring my knees up.
Okay. And you are able to, over the next 15 seconds or so, shimmy across the rope itself and get beyond the statue to the other side. Although once you run out of light, you are in darkness.
Complete darkness.
Over on this side.
Oh, can I move the dancing lights over toward her?
Weren't they on the
At
bridge?
least one of them.
You moved them back, and then
I moved them
back.
back.
Oh, okay.
I can move them freely. It's just a cantrip.
There you go.
Right.
So the light does happen over here. Is on her sword. Meena, go ahead and make a perception check.
There's your
You're
rope.
You're
muted.
muted.
I said sure thing, and then I said, oh, that's not good at all. I got a 2, so that's a 7.
Okay. Yep.
So proud.
Nothing
Proud
to
of
see
you and
here.
all of your accomplishments.
All right, are all of you following suit on this little rope trick thing? I'm not going to make this like a million different rolls.
What?
I just need to know what's
Oh, yeah.
happening.
Why are we using the rope instead of just asking the statues nicely to not hurt us?
Yeah, I'm not
Because-
gonna be able to do that.
Because they're statues and they don't understand what you're saying, and they'll probably just try to chop you with the axe.
But everybody saw the statue listen to me last time.
Yeah.
I wonder, maybe this statue's like a beast or a plant, because they always know what I'm saying.
I don't think that's
Technically,
likely.
rock
I
is-
think it's made of rock.
The rock is like
Well, but it listened to me last time. Why don't we just do it again?
I'll go try.
No.
Oh. Oh, are you sure, Zaunder?
No, Meena, go ahead and try.
I'm pretty sure.
All right.
That'd be
As
okay.
you guys, as this conversation is happening, you see Matthias sort of dart towards the statue itself and try to skirt beneath its legs. Can you make a let's call that acrobatics, Matthias, to see how well you can slide under these things' legs?
20 plus 8, 26.
26. You are successful, and you sort of this wide purchase of this large thing. There is a gap between its legs that's mouse folk size, and you skid right through its legs. On your way through, Matthias, you see that there is a message. You can't tell what it says, but you see some writing on the base of the statue as you sort of slide beneath its leg.
Okay.
And now you're on the bridge.
He's a spry little fellow, isn't he?
Mina's gonna watch Matthias run through and be like, "What? Where's what? Okay,
Do you think we could try that?
maybe you. Definitely not me.
Why? Is it because you're mass?
She's got that fat mass.
Well, it's no big deal. It's fine. Oh, we should definitely try talking to him at least.
Yeah, let's go try talking to the statues. So Mina's gonna walk up to the statues and say, "Hello,
Can
hey,
I actually?
statues."
Can I step in front of Meena and have my shield up,
Okay.
just in case there is a hit? I'll take it.
It's
I'm
standing
gonna
right in front
stealth
of
right
the
where I'm at.
standing right in front of the statue, Meena above you, mentioning and talking to the statue from a few feet away. The statue doesn't seem to move. It seems to like sort of look very imposing in front of you, and you can now read Finn the message that is written on the base of the statue.
Oh, what's the message?
Let me pull it up here.
He even had materials for it, you guys. We almost just bypassed
Alright.
something that he fully prepared.
Writing on the statue, it's gonna say some shit like the magic word is please.
It says oh my
River
goodness.
Bridge session. You know
Yeah.
what? We can. I think we can
Can
read,
you read
your
it? Okay. Yeah. No, I put it up that layer on purpose, so you should be able to read
the
it. now.
River Bridge session, I
River
think?
bridge crossing. Look out
okay.
for the guards. Can you spell that without any R's?
You gave us the answer, bud.
It doesn't matter because we circumvented it anyway.
Yeah, we
This
also
is a really
also
this is an awesome.
I can't believe
as a side note, we probably would have figured that out basically
it's like a 2-year-old
immediately.
riddle, which is my favorite
What?
part about how
What?
hard you're making this to get through, and you're doing everything you can to avoid these stupid little statues. And it's the easiest riddle I've given in the entire game. It's even easier
Give
because I
us
put the
the
fucking answer.
with the riddle.
Finn, look how nice these statues are. They even give us a fun riddle to tell other people.
I don't really. It's not
See,
fun.
look.
I can't believe I did
Where?
that.
So wait. So
We should totally do that in the bar. We'll ask the patrons that, and if they use
I want
that,
to ask. I just want to ask. Is Zaunder still over there with you?
That's up to you.
Okay, Zaunder is over there, and as he realizes that there was writing there, he squints at it. He listens to Meena talk, and he's like, "Shh, listen, don't tell Gwen about this."
why do you not want her to know that there was a riddle?
With the answer?
Is it Guads? You're supposed to spell it without an R? What?
No, the statue had the answer written right on it.
What?
Finn.
Oh my god.
See, it was
Listen,
an
like,
awesome gift.
The words on like this plate, and then like underneath the shoe is the answer in case anyone forgets.
Yeah, like basically, like these two guards that have been going in and out of this place, they couldn't remember the password, so they just wrote it on the statue.
It's like right on the forehead.
So they wouldn't forget it. Oh my god! All right, this is
So-
peak party
Okay.
foul right now. I can't believe I did that.
This is the
Oh my
foulest.
god! Like I even needed the answer written for myself too. I even like, why did I?
Because you copy pasted it.
See,
I probably did. I can't.
I would
remember
have
if
read
it was
that.
earlier this week.
I'm not without the answer. I'm not able to solve this
I
riddle.
would've-
I know
Oh.
it 100%. I'm not able to solve it.
Oh my god! All right,
play
how
low
do you get past
intellect
the
characters.
statues, everyone? What do you
It's
do?
like the worst way you could solve the puzzle would be like I verbige cosine.
Oh my god!
So Mina's gonna go to Neriad. Neriad, can you see what this says? It's an awesome riddle that the statues said that we. I mean, they didn't say anything, but they gave us this awesome riddle, and we can go and tell it to other people. Here, let me read it to you. River
why
Bridge
does it say
crossing.
that on the
Look
side
for
of this
the guard.
robot?
Wait, stop! I'm reading it to you. Can you spell that without any R's? And listen to how it's solved. THAT. Do you get it? It's so funny.
I don't really
Well,
get it.
rotate
okay,
and pivot
okay.
out of the way on either side of the bridge. Gwen, you
Okay.
almost get hit by it as the statue kind of like turns
Listen,
around
listen.
towards you for a moment, but is immobile
Ah!
as it pins you away.
If Gwen asks how we did that, I want you to back me up here. It was some sort of magical spell.
All right.
Are you trying to impress her?
No. Are
Oh,
you?
trying to impress Gwendolyn?
Maybe.
I mean, I tried a couple times the first few times I was around her,
Oh.
but
Oh,
it didn't
no,
work
that's
very well. So
sad.
I stopped
Oh.
trying.
I'm sorry.
It's
Well,
best if you just.
Are you? Is now when you're trying? Because maybe if you succeed, then you can tell me how you did it.
If you'd like
okay.
help from someone who knows Gwen,
Listening to this conversation.
What? Okay. All right. Go for it. What is it? What
Finn's
is it?
just standing here like, what the fuck?
what's
right.
happening?
All right, Finn. Please tell me.
A bit of advice. Don't try to impress Gwen. Don't even try anything with Gwen. One, because she's my sister, you fucking asshole. Two.
What? I just want to be
I
your
wasn't.
friend.
I was.
Oh yeah, sure, of course.
I
yeah,
just-
of course.
I just-
yeah, that's
look,
what everyone says.
I just didn't want her to know that I did the whole road.
I just want scritches.
And two, she doesn't really fall for that sort of stuff. You just gotta be yourself and don't put up like a front. She sees right through that shit.
But
Well, I
But
feel
putting
like
up a
she
front is
doesn't
all I
like
know.
myself.
You can't make her like you.
Zaunder casually reaches over and gives Matthias scritches as he's talking.
Oh, thank you.
Anyways,
Oh.
you gotta cross this bridge.
Just be like that here.
Let's walk across.
Yes.
And we'll cross the whole Gwen impressing thing bridge when we get to that one as well. And I'll cross the bridge.
There's no bridge to cross there. Forget about it. No one was trying to impress Gwen.
Oh yeah, of course.
All right, so you are able to make your way across the bridge. Private conversations hidden slightly by the flowing of the river, as Gwen sort of peeks around the corner and sees that there is a light coming from the left side of this turn that you see in front of you, and a lot of darkness going around the right side.
Gwen.
Was that to me? Sorry.
Yep.
The light things. Okay, before they get all over here, right? Or is that while they're already coming?
Well, you had to climb and everything. I just went for the legs.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, while this is going on, since we do know that you're being followed, although most of you don't, you do see on the backside of this cavern, back where you are, Scrom, there is a skeleton chained to a board with a shining ruby in its eye.
That seems like some Indiana Jones shit right there.
And your investigation check. You notice that around the chains of the skeleton, there are some like strings and straps that seem to be leading off into something behind the board.
But what about the eye socket?
The eye socket is there is a string that sort of goes like right in front of it.
Eye socket. Sorry, it was right there.
But it's not directly connected to it, from what you can tell.
Okay. I'll pull the gem out of the eye.
You have to sort of make a sleight of hand check to try to get your hand, beneath the string without like prying it out of what's going on. If you want to make that try. Yeah, 17. This is a pretty simple trap that you beat, and you sneak your hand beneath it and purchase on the ruby, sort of slowly work it out of its socket there, pop it out, and then pull it back through. And as you examine it, unfortunately, this is just a toy. It's not actually a real ruby that you pulled out of this. It seems to be more.
Okay, I'll pocket it and then hop back onto the ceiling in the dark crevasses above.
Okay. All right, Gwen, what are you doing?
I guess I'm kind of ninja-ing down from the ropes, kind of be like, and trying to land quietly.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to peek around the corner and see if I see anyone before kind of like walking this way. Being a whole sneaky.
As you sort of move past the sound of the flowing river and everything, you sort of finally get your wits about you more.
Yeah, I'm kind of more relying on trying to listen to things.
Make a perception check.
I think that's 19. Let me double check. Yeah, 19.
You can hear some muffled voices coming from the left area. You don't really hear anything coming from the right at this fork.
So muffled voices coming from over here.
Mm-hmm.
Is it dark down there?
There is a source of light that she's able to peer through and see the silhouette from.
Okay.
It is pretty damn dark, yes.
I'm gonna be sneaky. Actually, I'm gonna be sneaky. Because, did I see them coming across the bridge yet? Or
well, you sort of did notice the major statue just like move.
But I didn't. But I don't know if like that was like her being like, oh shit, did I set that off or what? So like, I'm just trying to think of like, I'm trying not to meta, basically.
I think that it would be pretty obvious that after they kind of stalled and had a conversation, they just sort of started to jaunt across the bridge as you snuck forward. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll kind of wander back a little bit and wait for everyone to come over to me and then go from there.
Okay. You guys make your way across the bridge. If there's no other things, the water flowing beneath you, heading towards that pit, and the statues start to move back in their position just as you kind of make your way across, and everyone's to the other side.
Cool. Well, I'll follow Gwen.
Okay.
Is it because they have the sugar?
Yep.
All right, everyone. There are two different tunnels up here. One seems to have people down it, and the other one maybe doesn't. So I was thinking.
You're okay, by the way.
Oh, thanks, Neriad. You too. Did you find out? Well, we'll talk about that later. This is not the time.
Yeah.
Should we go scout out the one tunnel that maybe doesn't have people, and then find the one that does?
We should go to the people and then rip out their spines and kill them where they stand.
Finnegan, what the fuck has been up with you recently?
It's just a joke.
Like,
it's just a
wildly
joke.
aggressive.
It's just a fun joke. It's just.
I was going to ask if they were friendly.
Maybe we could try the whole friendly approach.
Yeah, it's worked the last couple of times.
Yeah. Honestly, it's been working out pretty fucking well for us. Besides the whole tentacle thing.
All right, well, I could head up there. I'm an expert at making friends.
Are you now?
I could head up there. I'm an expert at making friends.
Oh, you're an expert at making
I'm
friends.
an expert at making friends.
Why don't you and Matthias go, Gwen?
Oh, that seems like a great idea.
Too late, you're going. And I'm
Seeing as Matthias is a fucking maybe it might work actually. I don't fucking know.
About what?
Don't talk. And I'll sneak up with Matthias, I guess.
Okay. Which way are you going?
I guess to the fucking people. The dumb thing to do. It's fine.
I put Proton on your head.
Oh.
Just because I want to see down there.
Okay. Are you doing this in darkness, or are you taking light with you? I mean, you get a little bit of light from this candle.
I was figuring light from that candle, and then
it's about 20 feet around it. You don't, especially when you get to here, there are some steps that they're very naturally formed, but they are sort of leading downward a little bit more. These step things that you see in front of you, and it's very difficult to see beyond that.
Okay.
I know that you probably can on the map, but I don't want to make you always walk in blindness with Roll20. But
yeah,
pretty damn dark.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can see all the darkness always. I'm trying to think. I have a lantern. I have a hooded lantern, actually, I think.
Oh, would you like me to cast some light?
Yeah, but you gotta keep it concealed. Because I don't want anyone to know we're just walking up on them. How close did the voices sound when I heard them?
Ooh, it's echoey in this place. It's really hard to tell. You're certainly not close enough that you can tell what speech is being said, not even what language.
Sure.
But it's really hard to tell in this cave.
Okay. Okay, yeah, let's do light then, I guess. But like on like a coin that like I can hold in my hand. And have and basically like a little tiny, those like little bitty flashlights that have like the very directed beam.
Okay.
I want to do one of those. Just
You're referring to laser pointers.
No.
It's a hooded lantern,
Matthias
so it has like a cone.
Chasing it around the entire map. Oh
like,
no!
All right, Matthias, go get it. He's like,
That's a cat thing.
Matthias,
it's an animal thing. Animals do it.
My dogs don't.
Matthias, do you give her the coin? What's the plan?
No, if she's holding
How
the
are
coin, I will just touch it in her hand as she's like sort of like covering her.
Okay. And the coin does start to illuminate. There's a big sort of flash of light, but you're able to put your fist around it. You sort of have this, almost like you caught a lightning bug in your hand.
I used to do that. Okay.
I'm a powerful wizard as well.
Very good, Matthias. All right, come on.
Shh. Okay. Are you walking down the stairs in darkness, or are you giving yourself a little bit of like flashy lights?
Basically just enough to see where my feet are going.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so you sort of like, abuse the spell in a way that probably isn't supposed to happen, but fuck it. So you sort
What
of
do you mean?
I don't know. I'm just
Are you salty that we're not getting found by the
No, I'm not at all. I'm just
here?
constantly thinking like, in the history of D&D, I've never heard of that, so probably not supposed to
No,
work, but
it's...
I don't care. That's fine.
I'll fucking look up the spell for you right the fuck now,
I'm
man.
Sure it's fine. I just am always... Your creativity is wonderful. It's a compliment, not an insult.
Completely covering the object with something opaque blocks the light. So if you don't completely cover it, then it's not
I'm
gonna
thinking that
completely
it's
cover the
supposed
light.
to like fully flash if you don't completely cover it, as opposed to just like leaking out a little light. That's what I'm suggesting.
We
But
can
I'm
also
gonna-
color it to be like a darker color because it can be colored as we like. As
I'm allowing it. I think it's cool. I just, if anyone's a rules lawyer, I don't want to be. We obviously play fast and loose. We're fast and loose here on Party Foul. So in your
we are. Wait, what?
amazing proto flashlight that you're created, you sort of blip some light out every now and then, and are managed to walk your way down these steps. And it does again fork once to the right and once to the left.
Gwendolyn, I've got something important to ask. If
This is about the fucking sugar.
I was going to say, if I do good, can I have a bit of sugar?
You know what? Yes, Matthias. Yes, you can.
Oh.
Wow, the surprises in this episode. Oh man. Okay.
Gwen's full of surprises. She's not actually that mean. She was just forced to be with people she didn't want to be around forever.
Explaining the backstory.
Listen, fuckers.
The sound, the noises that you're hearing seem to be coming from the right part of this fork and not to the left. But it's up to you where you go.
Start slowly following the wall.
That way. Okay.
That's the right? You meant this way?
I did. Okay. Yes, you're the character.
Her right. Yeah.
I'm usually pretty good at telling, but sometimes I probably mess up, like giving the answer to a riddle. Matthias up there with, and as you sort of peer through this hallway here, you can kind of catch the voices, and they are in common, and there seems to be a person, the tones from what you can tell seem to be a bit beggy. The person sort of saying, please, no, please, I'll do better, I'm so sorry. And there's just like a muffled silence from the other side as the person grovels, but you can't quite see who's doing what yet.
Okay. Can I see anything from up and coming, or is it still like pitch black?
It's pitch black for you. You're relying on sound.
Okay. Still trying to sneak up. Do I need to roll anything? I don't know if we've rolled stealth checks.
Are the others following like 40 feet behind? Or
I was just going to check in with everybody else to see, and then yes, as you get closer here, I do need a stealth check. But what are the rest of you doing? You're hanging back? You're going forward? What's the plan?
I guess I'll take my light off of my breastplate.
Okay.
And I have a little earring that Gwen gave me, and I'll cast it on a little black earring.
Okay.
That hangs from my.
Okay.
Just so it's a little bit smaller, perhaps. I'll make it black this time. Let's have it themed.
Okay.
Wait, different kind of black light.
Yeah.
No, I'll.
Finn, why are your pants glowing there, Finn?
What?
What? No, ew!
What are you talking about?
Oh man.
God damn it.
All right. Yeah, that
Finn is a sweet, innocent, small cinnamon roll boy. Leave him alone.
Who wanted to go to the orgy?
What's your point?
You're curious, right?
All right, you staying back, you moving forward. What's the plan?
Yeah. After a little bit, after like 5 seconds, Finn has ADHD. I'm gonna move forward. I'm just gonna. I don't know where they went, so I'm gonna make a.
I think every single time Gwen has been like, Finn, stay here. I'll be right back. 10 seconds go by, and Finn's like, all right, cool, and he just follows.
Yeah, that's basically right. You guys following Finn to the right, the opposite direction.
Yeah, I don't know where they went.
Okay.
Is the thing. So
Can I sense where Proton is?
Yeah. The telepathic link would do that.
I'm gonna tell Finn.
I think they went the other way, but we might be able to loop around.
Oh, all right.
Let's try.
I'm kind of interested on other paths and such.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
I'm gonna try and sneak behind him, but I don't know if it's really necessary. We're probably just walking.
I'm not really sneaking.
You got a big light coming out of your ear.
Yeah, that's right.
Zaunder, Meena, what are y'all doing?
If I see them starting to walk away, I'm gonna follow them. I'm not gonna stay in this dark cave where I can't see.
Okay, you going the same direction that they are going.
Although I kind of want to go down here.
Okay. Let's see. What was the result of those stealth checks?
I didn't roll.
Matthias.
I haven't rolled yet. 14 on a dice, so that would be 25.
Okay.
Your stealth is crazy.
So good.
Plus 11.
It's so good. Fucking 25 for me.
The fucking 25. Yeah, both of you are.
Sorry,
like,
I was just like mathing
25.
for a second.
And if I'm trailing along behind them, do I need to do that too?
Are you going the other way, or are you following behind them?
I kind of want to follow behind them.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I thought you were going the other direction.
You
so
see us,
yes, please, a stealth check from you as well.
Yes,
Although
he can see. He's got dark vision.
Ahead of you.
I am going to drop my dancing lights, by the way, because I don't need it.
Cool. Yep, those are now kaput.
Okay.
Okay.
And that is a dirty 20.
Dirty
We
20 on
are
your
the
stealth check.
sneaky boys.
Mhm.
I'm glad that all the loud people went the other way.
Exactly.
Okay.
All three very loud people.
So Gwen, you are
You
now
have
able to see
disadvantage.
there
It's my
is
flip flops.
Don't
is a-
eyebrow at me.
So Gwen, you're now able to see there is a figure kneeling in this chamber that opens up in front of you. This chamber is not dissimilar from the chamber that you once saw in the underground drow colony, where they had
Underground colony.
Underground colony, yeah, underground drow colony. It seems to be set up in a similar fashion, as almost as if this is the way things happen culturally. There is a sort of raised area with a chair on it. And that's a little hard to tell what's going on up there, but there are these different mats and small little places to sit, almost as if you could hold a trial in this particular area. But everything is way like shittier than than the lovely drow colony. It seems to be much more makeshift in the way that this occurred. And the figure that you see kneeling, from what you can tell from here, they have yellowish green skin, a bald head, sort of pointy ears, wearing kind of rags as they are kneeling down, facing the direction of the raised platform. Groveling, saying, I tried to follow her. I did, but I just couldn't. She's so sneaky, and it's hard to tell where she's going. It's please, I'm doing my best. I promise, I'm doing my best. And then a voice from the other side says, "Oh my God, I have to think of how I was doing this dialect earlier. Give me a second."
Do you need to mute your mic and like do some trigger words? Because that's always what I do. I'm like, literally whenever I mic and I'm like this to myself, I'm like, hi, she talk.
And is this the best I can think as coming from you? Is this all I can expect from who is supposed to be my best spy? Is this all you have to show me? Is this it? No, I promise. I'll do better. I can do it. I can. I think I have given you enough chances, young Damien. This is enough for me. And suddenly, from behind the platform, two long, stretchy arms reach forward. No, please, no! And they reach out from behind. You can't quite see where they're coming from. Snatch up the body, pull it in the air, and rip it apart in front of you. And the whole body is severed in half as it scatters across the ground, a blood stain across the floor.
A lethal, wacky, inflatable arm floating tube man.
As a side note, this person was following me when I was doing nighttime stuff, right?
You know what you
that's
know.
What, but I'm trying to like jog that memory. Like that's what we kind of discussed, or like that's what I thought, right?
You did feel that someone may have been following you, but you weren't sure what was going on.
Okay. I quickly reach into my bag. And if I can, pull out my mask and put that on, and like pull on a hood.
Okay.
And like at the entire time to Matthias and Zaunder, I'm just like, and I walk out after that. I just walk right on out there.
Okay. As you see the sort of like flailing arms kind of drawing back towards the crevice, and the sort of like shrug as the figure in the chair kind of ho-hums to herself, and she stops dead for a moment and looks and stares at you, walking out with your mask up.
Oh, hi there.
You are better than I had expected. I see.
I heard you talking about me.
What makes you think that you are so important?
Please. If you think that I didn't know I was being followed, that'd be very naive of you.
This sounds like a bit of a challenge, or perhaps a new spy for myself. As you can see, I am running a bit short. And she looks over at the mangled corpse guts that are all spread across the floor around you.
I noticed. What exactly is your interest in me?
When someone comes to town claiming that they have a bit of the drow colony culture, of course my ear is to the ground, and I made sure to know what you were up to, or at least try.
Sure. I'm not entirely opposed to, let's say, keeping an ear to the ground for you. But I'm not someone's little pet. You should know that.
Sort of stares at you for a moment. What is it you have in mind?
Wouldn't mind a mutual arrangement of shall we say information, maybe some trade in potential future.
Cool. I will pause there for just 1 second. I want to check in on what Finn, Neriad, and Meena are doing.
I was like, am I gonna die? This is the moment.
Meanwhile, across the cave.
Watch this lever do. Pulls lever, no.
Walking.
Still sneaking forward.
Yeah.
Still
No, not really sneaking. I'm
Okay,
not
yep.
trying to sneak.
Got some nice light going on. You do see that to your right is more just a sort of a natural outcropping. To the left is a storage room. I don't have any props in here right now, but there is a large sacks that are in this particular nook here. Filled with all sorts of things.
I would like to see what is in the sacks.
As you sort through and reach in, make a nature check.
At least buy me a
Okey-dokey.
drink first.
Fuckweed? Is it fuckweed?
24. Nat
24.
20.
Wow. How to explain this?
You've had a lot of nat 20s tonight, huh?
Yeah, pretty good rolls. In the Elder Bog, there were certain plants that you were told were only used for rituals. Particular, like, religious illusions that people tried to bring. They would smoke things out. They would try to, breathe in the fumes from particular plants. And you were not allowed to do this as not being one of the elders. You were told that you couldn't touch these plants if you caught them in nature to tell them where they were. A lot of them look like mushrooms or look like some kind of like particular flower or budding lotuses that you have seen. And this is sacks that are just filled with these kinds of things.
Products. Yep.
You guys,
What is it?
I found sacks of things that I was never allowed to touch or look at or even. Should I?
Why are you
Should we?
touching and
Should
looking
we?
at them?
Well, so the elders always said that they were only used for religious purposes, and that sometimes it would let you see things that are from like a higher plane, and
Is it refined fuckweed?
if it was refined fuckweed, we wouldn't have the problems that we have. But you guys looking at these, I just realized something, because like sometimes when the elders would smoke these things, they would have like, these are weeds and you can smoke them. What if we smoked the fuckweed?
And at that point,
We need
you
to
hear
try.
a voice coming from the other side of all of you that
Somebody's
says,
coming.
I just realized something myself. And he pulls 2 scimitars out of his belt here forward. And another figure pops in behind him, chasing behind with a big smile on his face. Yellow skin, greenish, pointy ears, not much hair on them as they wear these sort of rags and stuff with these daggers and blades all around them, staring you all down. And that's where we're going to pick up next week.
No!